Hello, space fans. It is I, Starshard Zero, your host, your guide to the spacey realm. I don't know. I got nothing. Email me. Use my business email if you have an idea for what I am. In the meantime, I just got to get chat set up here so I can actually read what people are saying. It is my brother-in-law's birthday today, apparently. So I didn't get dinner until like 5 minutes ago. Which, fortunately, since I was in the army, isn't really a problem. Like, I can eat in like 2 minutes if necessary. However, I don't know, it was still kind of... Crystal being VTuber win. Well, here's the thing, Sartari. I still don't have like a consistent... Hold on, let me make sure the camera's working. It is. Hey, look at that. I still don't have a consistent design philosophy. The closest that we have is not uploaded right now. Hold on. Yeah, it'll only cost me a couple $1,000. I don't know. KSP, the guy who did most of the emotes, I think he charges like 800 euros. I don't know if he's still like doing them because I haven't seen him around in a while. I think he just moved, so he's got that going on. Okay, how do I... Hello? Twitch? I'm just fiddling with the tablet here. This thing sucks, man. I should have just got Emmykin's like a real laptop because thing is garbage. Okay. Yes. Okay, go back. Hey, there we go. I am live. Yes. Oh, that has audio. Turn that down. There we go. Fixed. Everything's good. Hey, how's everybody doing? Happy Monday. It's very cold here in southern Minnesota. Well, it's not, I mean, it's not that cold. It's like 30, but it was windy, which, you know, makes it seem extra cold. Anyway, hello, Kat. Have you come to say hello to all the chatters? He says hello, everyone. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get the game fired up, which means we got to get this judge out of the way. Boy, Friday was, oh man, there were some real doozies. Hey, hi, how's it going, buddy? Now he's, oh, okay, he's scratching at me now. Hold on, I think he wants to come up here. Hang on. Oh, you just back up. All right, come on. He wants to get up on my lap, I guess. I don't know. Okay, hey, there he is. All right, just make yourself at home. You can see his tail, I guess. Rilip says it hasn't been that cold, but it feels cold. Yeah, no, this is definitely colder than it was last year. Because I remember it didn't even snow last year until like December 20th or so. I don't even know if it was snowing on Christmas last year. Hi. Yeah, that's the microphone. That's how that works. We got to get rid of the judge. We have to get rid of the disrespect counter. And we have to add in the webcam. Hey, there we are. All right. Hey, it's me. Again, it hasn't changed. Higher humidity? Maybe for Rilla, because he gets that lake effect snow, which is like the good stuff. That has been super dry here. All right, hey, plop down. I need to be able to access the keyboard and stuff. Yes. Very cute. He's a good cat, guys. Unless he, you know, he wants to do his, oh, I'm gonna like make a bunch of noise at 4 in the morning thing, but he hasn't done that in a while. I think he mostly maintains a pretty reasonable schedule for a cat. All right, here's the game. It's Kerbal Space Program. We last played on Wednesday. Ooh, look at all that money we've got. Ooh, that's good. And I believe we were hanging out on Minmus, jumping around a lot. Usually Lake Ontario is partially frozen over by now, but it's wide open. Oh no. That doesn't sound good. Build an orbital station around Kerbin? That, that's not terrible. That's one hitchhiker plus a cupola, and that's it. But we only get like, with like 20,000 advance, which would probably cover the station, and then 53,000 on top of it, which is not ideal. So we've got the green sands. No, did we ever find the green sandstone, chap? You were making me very nervous with how little fuel you had for your return. Yeah, okay. We've still got like 1,200 Delta V. Science data from surface of Minmus. We got that. We're gonna rescue the guy. We've got the science data. Okay, cat's getting down now. All right, thanks for stopping by, buddy. Go have a snack. Gotta make sure he's not under my chair when I scooch back forward. Hey, there's Emmykins. Emmykins is back. And we were doing that, and we had to dock 2 vessels around the Mun, so we'll end up doing that at some point. We'll send like a fuel tank and a lander, and we can do multiple landings. That'll be super useful. But anyway, let's head back over to Minmus. Let's keep hopping around. We got the old hopper here. I believe we had gotten this. So I think the next thing we need to do is hop into an orbit and see where we're at. So step 1, let's get oriented here. Ooh, we're in like a weird spot here. All right, we have SAS on. Everything appears to be in order. Question for chat. We want north to be at the bottom of the nav ball, and that means we're facing north, right? I could never read this thing properly. I think that's right, because then we want to tilt 90 degrees over. Arpeggiatura put Thopters in my deck. There's a good planeswalker that I got. Excellent choice. Is it Tezzeret? Because Tezzeret's good with Thopters. I have not had... Okay, wait, this is correct. This is correct. I don't know. I haven't been playing a lot of Magic. I switched over to Marvel Snap because I'm basic, I guess. I don't know. It's just... This happens sometimes because I played Magic Arena a lot when it first came out. And then something happened and... I think just a set came out. It might have been... might have actually been Eldraine, where I had no enthusiasm about the new set. And Brothers War is like that. It's like, yay, artifacts, cool, it's gonna shake up the meta even more, which is good, but I don't know, it kind of sucks for me. It's Celelia. What the heck is that? A new one? Is she red and blue? I'm trying to remember the red and blue one's name. She like does stuff with artifacts. She's like an artifact crafter, an artificer. Eldraine was like that for you. No good zombies. What, you play zombie decks? I guess what set had Liliana in it? Liliana of the Veil, which is like the one that everybody's like super hyped about. Okay, is that... No, I'm not even gonna entertain the idea right now, although that does look really promising, so we're actually gonna go ahead and stop here and see if that's one we can pick up. Oh, Rilip, you were right. Holy cow, we have like no fuel left. Nah, that's probably fine. What is the freaking clipping? Settle down, game. It's like flickering back there. One thing that I hope KSP2 manages to conquer, in addition to the Kraken, is all the crazy like bugs and stuff, you know, the like graphical glitches that happen. Rilip says, my favorite zombie meta was Onslaught. I had a Shepherd of Rot deck that I loved. What the heck is Onslaught? How long ago did you play, Rilip? The only Onslaught I know is from Marvel. And he doubles your ongoing effects, which is going to make no sense to anybody unless you play the game. So everybody, it's the first regular stream of the month, because Friday was the recap for November Reddit court stuff, which again was a good time. Although I really do want to start getting into other subreddits. I know that one time we looked at the McMansion subreddit, which was tons of fun. There's so much going on. I have a lot to say about ugly houses, even though I would live in one. If somebody's like, hey, do you want to live in this house? I'd be like, hell yeah, I do. So I gotta pay rent? And they're like, nope, it's your house. I don't care how ugly it is, I'll live in it. Oh, it looks like something from the Flintstones? Sign me right up. You were doing well until I'm not roasting you for being a dinosaur. That's just, if it's anything before Kamigawa and Mirrodin, or between that and, I don't know, when did I start playing? Like Ixalan, Amonkhet, that general, those sets. That's when the game store opened up in my town. All right, so we've sat down again. Bob is gonna hop out. I don't think this is anything new, right? No, this is just the lowlands. We've been here. All right, Bob, I want you to go check out those rocks. Go check those out for me, buddy. You go up. I want to go up. Did I tell you guys my friend got Endless Space 2 when it was on sale? That would be kind of a fun game to stream, maybe. Oh, okay, Onslaught was 2 blocks before Kamigawa. So that okay. I may have played with some of those cards. I don't remember. That would have been in high school. I briefly got into Magic in high school, and then I realized, you know what? I don't want to spend this much money to like buy cards. I had already done that with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was just like, I'll spend my money on video games instead, because that's more my speed. All right, what is this thing now? This isn't what we're looking for. Is it? I feel like I have to go on the wiki, like look at what this is supposed to look like, because I have no idea. Arpeggiator, you started back then too? Yeah, I don't know. I have like a weird relationship with Magic. I don't like the gotcha game elements of the randomized. Oh, okay. Hey, you're all right, Bob. Get up. Get up. Get up. You're fine. Can you take... No. No, we cannot. What if we get on top of it? I think this one is just too big. Let's go check out that other one that I saw. No, I don't want to look at the map. It's over there. That one looks basically the same. So I stopped here for nothing, basically, is what I'm hearing. Rock, yeah, rock too big. TV too high. We want plates. This looks like the exact same rock. All right, well, we're gonna go over there. We're gonna look at it. It looked a lot smaller from higher up. Just a perspective thing, I guess. Seriously though, have we not found any sandstone? Oh, maybe, oh wait, there's some over there. I see it. I see it. It's like a pixel. It looks like a dead pixel on my screen. I think that's what we're looking for though. It's tiny. Just a tiny little thing on the screen. You might not even be able to see it with the quality of the stream. It just barely picked up in my eye. And I was like, that's gotta be what we're looking for. Look at that. That's a Kerbal-sized rock right there. Bob can pick that up and put it in his pocket. Beautiful. Hello, green sandstone. Yes, I would like to Pick up green sandstone, please. Cha-ching. All right. Green sandstone analysis. It's going to be really hard to convince the folks back home these aren't actually mint-flavored sugar cookies. Okay, well, I don't think it's going to be that hard. Just let them taste it. Dude, imagine someone brings back a rock from the moon and everyone's just like, can we taste it? What does it taste like? It's like, it tastes like a rock, man. It's just a rock. What do you want it to taste like? Why would it be sweet? I guess if it, because there's certain compounds that you can get that taste sweet, right? Like they used to put lead in wine because it made the wine taste sweet before they realized that it would kill you. And lead is naturally, it's not quite just lead, like it's not just pure lead. It was like lead acetate or something, which I suppose you would not find on like a rock moon or an asteroid or something, because it's like mixed with stuff. So feel free to like correct me on this. I don't know. I'm not a chemist. I'm not an astrobiologist. I just don't think that you would find any sweet compounds on what is otherwise an inert rock. Because sugar is produced, it's like made by things. You don't just find, it's not like salt where you can find just salt. It's like it's like from plants. It's like sugar cane or beets or whatever. Okay, I may have been going a little bit too fast there. But that's okay. We got the rock we came for. We're gonna hop back into the rockets. And we're gonna get into orbit and rescue our little friend here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Rip says, I've never really understood alcohol. From what everyone tells me, it tastes pretty awful. Who started drinking it was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep drinking this. Don't like monkeys eat fermented fruit? I think I read that there's like caribou in Alaska and they eat fermented berries and get drunk. So I think it's just, I don't know, probably not a survival mechanism in the traditional sense, but it short circuits your brain into thinking, hey, this is a good idea. Let's keep doing this. Like a lot of things. You can trick your brain. I mean, you can, but like other things can, into doing things that are otherwise bad for you because it makes your brain be like, hey, wait, this is good actually. That it was, oh, maybe reindeer were eating mushrooms. I don't know. But animals do it. Monkeys for sure eat fermented fruit. But I suppose if you see it as like a mystical thing, because the Egyptians, they would have these grand festivals honoring the gods and they would drink beer. And everyone's like, yeah, well, if it makes you feel good, it must be from the gods, right? And I've never understood the appeal because it tastes like garbage to me, but maybe I have like weird genes or something. It's like coffee. It's like, how do you drink this stuff? It smells good. Coffee does anyway. But then you try to drink it and it's like, ugh. No good. Hey, it's Bitter Rock. Howdy back to you. What is that? It's so tiny on my screen. Oh, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. Okay. How's my Monday? I had to go to work today, which... Can we just, like, abolish work, please? Somebody get on that. Okay, no, that's too... No. Nobody's gonna go for that. Nobody that matters, anyway. I think you have to sell it as... we've worked really hard as a society to get where we are, Maybe if we just slow down a little bit, like just a teensy bit, and maybe everybody can work like a little bit less. Even if they're not filthy rich, they can like have a few more days off, but still continue getting what they need to survive. Nah, this is gonna devolve into like politics. Let's not do that. I do hate Mondays. And so does Garfield. However, unlike Garfield, I am not a big fan of lasagna. For a variety of reasons. All right, let's set Cloudguard's Hulk, speaking of Hulk, as the target here. Yeah, we're in a bit of an awkward orbit here. We gotta adjust 20%. But if you don't work yourself to death, how am I gonna increase the shareholders' returns 1 cent per share? Well, how many shares are we talking? Because that's a pretty sizable market cap. For like 10 million shares. That's like that's like a lot of money. I think we're getting to the point as a group, as a society, where we either need to like dial back on the crazy levels of consumption, or go all in and just expand across the universe. So we need to decide what kind of society we're going to be. Are we going to be what are some good examples from like pop culture? Are we going to be like the aliens from Independence Day, or are we going to be like the aliens from the movie Alien? Now that would have worked better if I'd have said the movie Aliens. Are we going to be like the aliens from Independence Day, or the aliens from the movie Aliens? That works. This looks like oh, because I got the kitty ears and the orange shirt. The orange shirt would just happen to be at the top of the pile. Usually Emmykins picks out like a fun, festive shirt for me. But today I was on my own, so I just picked out this orange one. All right, can we time warp yet? Yes, we can. Beautiful. So we are going to get ready to match inclination with our target. Easy peasy. And we want to go anti-normal here. You like it, Beetle Rock? It's an all right shirt. I was just talking, Emmykins was telling me yesterday that unless she picks out clothes for me, I am either wearing my work clothes or pajamas. Because I never leave the house unless I'm going to work usually. I actually do have, I have a summer outfit and I have a winter outfit. And they're both awful, but you know what? They're functional, so that's what matters to me. Peter Rock's the same way, but I'm single. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be single. Don't feel bad about it. Jeans and a band or a NASA shirt. Hey, that's better than what I've got. I think most of my shirts are just solid color. So okay, Rilla, maybe you were right about the fuel situation. I'm not feeling too enthusiastic at the moment. Looking kind of nasty. Also, I probably should have circularized my orbit a little bit earlier, but we'll probably be fine, right? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and close enough. A little more. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go radial out, and we're just gonna kind of hula hoop our orbit around Minmus. So watch this. The apoapsis is going to go down, but the periapsis is going to go up. Theoretically, anyway. It is going up. It's all good here. All right, now that we've done this, we can go prograde. And up. You know, it was a lot easier for me to pick out what I was going to wear when I was in the army, because you only had the one option. It's like, oh, am I wearing my uniform today or my uniform? Oh, yeah, I'll just wear the uniform today. I'm feeling the uniform. All right, so we don't have a great rendezvous set up right now. How long is it going to take to get to the other side? 23 minutes. Jeez, man. Really cutting into the speedrun attempt, huh? Well, you got to do what you got to do. So chat, it's Monday. You know what that means? Last night was movie night, and the movie that Emmykins picked with a little assistance from me was not another teen movie. Which, let me tell you, if you have not seen this movie and you watch this movie, it is borderline incomprehensible. Okay, we're gonna let that one sit in the oven for a bit, because this is clearly gonna take several hours to get a good rendezvous. So how about we head back to the Space Center and do a rescue mission. The first year or two of work from home, I still got dressed for work. For the last 2 years, it's definitely been sweats or pajamas. Excellent choice. Like, why be uncomfortable? That could go for anything. Like, why be uncomfortable if it's not necessary to look good? I don't care if I look good. I got stuff to do. I don't care. Dude, how is mining so far down the tech tree? What the heck? Advanced, what is advanced? That gives us the lab. We had another scientist, I would say we could just grab a lab, but we don't. So we're gonna rescue Shelby, Kerman, Shelby? Yeah, Shelby. We're gonna rescue Shelby, Kerman real quick. And where are they? Oh, they're right there. Oh, we gotta go fast. Let's go. Who's locked and loaded here? Val? Val, are you ready? We're launching the Rescuer Mark 1. Let's do this. But before we do chat, we're gonna do one of my favorite things to do, and that's get a Gamba going. So if you would like to predict what kind of Kerbal we're gonna get, what will the next Kerbal be? You got 5 minutes. Go ahead and do your thing. Bitterrock works in a factory, so I don't want to have nice clothes. You work in a clothing factory, of course. It all makes sense now. All right, let's do it. We're gonna tilt over slightly and hold it there. Printing, but clothes enough. You work at the printing factory. Guys, no, you're supposed to bet against me. Just everybody vote for engineer, because that's what it's gonna be. Although do make sure that you somebody votes for everything or predicts everything, because otherwise, if it's whatever somebody didn't pick, the points get lost. So definitely you're gonna want to split up your votes. You preemptively ruined my odds, but you guys voted at the same time. Well, listen, take it up with yourselves. I have no control over these things. Would Spore be fun to stream, do you think? Is that something people would be interested in? This music is from Spore, and it got me thinking, like, I haven't played Spore in a long time, and I don't remember it like super fondly, but it could be fun with chat. Like, we just make some kind of monstrosity and we're like, check this thing out. You should have asked what Kerbals I need. I need scientists and pilots. Both of those are perfectly fine for me. We don't need engineers, which is why we keep getting them. Or because the odds are skewed towards engineers. I haven't looked at the code. I'll let somebody else do that. they really want to. All right, here we go. We're cruising. Cruising a little too hard here. Let's try to cruise a little less hard. All right, go ahead and detach. And there we go. Let's check out where our target is and boost it. Now we're gonna burn towards the horizon and try to stretch our way. Is this gonna be another one of those ones where I gotta play catch up? That's what it looks like. Oh, maybe not. It's getting closer, kind of. Let's do this. Let's go straight towards it. We do have quite a bit of fuel, although we do need to spend another 1,000 just to get in the orbit. That's getting kind of close. I'm liking it. Let's go ahead and detach. And away we go. We do need to remember not to like overspend the Delta V again, because we did that last time and we had to scrub the mission, which in addition to costing money also cost a lot of time. You should have voted engineer. I mean, depends. Okay, so Tari says regarding playing sport, depends on if I'm playing seriously or joking around. Well, which one is more entertaining for like an audience to watch? Because if I was just gonna play Spore, I would go play Spore, like whatever, which honestly it does not appeal to me. But if I had an audience and people were like getting involved and I'm like, all right guys, we're gonna make this monster, we're gonna make a little backstory for him, and he's gonna become ruler of the galaxy with no eyes or something crazy like that. You can't really play Spore seriously because they dumbed it down. That's true. Although Will Wright has said that he put it to a vote amongst his team whether they were gonna go more serious or more cute, and the team voted cute, and then we just kind of got screwed. So everybody who was on that team with Will Wright, go fuck yourself, because you ruined what could have been an amazing game. But also, I mean, hopefully you got work after EA shuttered the studio. We got to get our periapses up just a teensy weensy bit. Just can we get it over 70? How many loop-de-loops are we gonna have to do here? Couple, it looks like. There's a few. Oh, there are mods for Spore. Perhaps I will break my no mods policy for Spore. That could be a good time. I'm surprised that no one has attempted to do what Spore did in the meantime. Because there is a massive... I probably am overestimating how large the audience is actually. There is a sizable audience of people who just wanted like a hardcore life creator simulator and never got that. And nobody has really capitalized on it. All right, we just got to do one more, it looks like. There are several Spore-like independent games in development. Yeah, that's the problem right there, is they're in development. And they have been for a very, very long time. They all have small teams. Well, can we get like a big team going on this? I'm sick of these projects that are like, you know, it's just me and the guys. You know, we've been working on this game for a few years, but if you want to play early access, you could just throw us a couple bucks. And then they like abandon the game the next month or whatever. Like, don't worry guys, the game's not dead. It's like, yeah, I mean, you can say that, but like functionally it is dead. And there we go, a nice little intersect. Beautiful. And that's gonna happen in 30 minutes. So we're gonna go check up on Jebediah. Let's zoom into Minmiss here. All right, where's Jeb? Yeah, I think they still got a couple of loop-de-loops to go there. Just gonna go ahead and finish this one quick then. Bitterrock says, we need a team we could name after Norman Rockwell. I don't know, like Big Johnson Studios or something. Probably, you could probably work that into a name somehow. Before I'd ever heard of Spore, I played a game called Dark Spore, which was like a sequel to Spore. You thought it was great. EA killed it. Had nothing to do with Spore. It had a little bit to do with Spore, actually, because of the creature like mix and match genetic components, but very loosely based on that. It was more Diablo-esque from what I remember, but it was like in the Spore universe, if that makes sense. All right, let's put on target mode. Get ready to do a little colliding today. Push that onto the marker there. Rockwell's Famous Hog. I don't know if that's gonna work as a company name. Kind of a mashup with Charlotte's Webs. Oh, because yeah, some pig indeed. Some Hog Studios. What can we do with like Cockwell, like Norman Cockwell? There's gotta be Big Hog Studio. That might already exist, actually. We'd have to check in on that. Look, if we know any like game designers, I feel I have very many good ideas in my head for games. If you're interested, I can kind of code. I can kind of do concept art, I guess. I can write, and I can like design mechanics and balance them. But I can't do any of those particularly well. I need a team. Everyone has ideas. Yes, everyone has ideas, but I'm willing to act on them with the aid of someone else. Like, for example, I have this great idea for a pizza parlor / strip club called Pizza My Ass, which is gonna be $1 million idea whenever I figure out a way to actually like implement it. There's an actual real estate agency up here named Big Johnson Properties, owned by Jake Johnson. Big Jake Johnson. You know Big Jake Johnson? Dude's a legend in upstate New York. All right, there we go. All right, so what does this end up being? Shelby is a engineer. Who had engineer? Once again, we have another engineer. Great work, guys. Yippee. Guy has a very large truck because he's compensating for something. All right, so yet another engineer that we cannot use for anything other than filling up a capsule, I guess. Maybe it's time we start using drones. No, because I'd need to set up a comm relay. Another win for Sitari. Soon I'll be eating a bean, I'm sure. Yum. I'm so full of nasty beans. All right, grab on, board, deorbit, and here we go. Let's make sure we get this into like the 30s. There we go, close enough. Satari, you're smart for voting engineer, because then if I get the engineer, you win. But if I get anything else, you can be satisfied in my happiness, if you know, if you're into that. So Hex, I want to come back to your idea, this thing that everyone has ideas, because some people don't have ideas, or at least they don't have good ideas, which I guess is the next point that you're making. But I think I have some legitimately good ideas for games. The capsule looks like a cone of Dunshire. Is that a type of mushroom? Because it does kind of have a very mushroomy appearance. What's this idea thing? Wait, you guys want to hear my ideas, or you want to hear what the concept of an idea is? An idea is like a picture in your brain. No, wait, that's a thought. Yeah, how do you describe an idea to like anyone really? Like, what is an idea? Like something you have imagined, which I imagine is what makes humans so special amongst the animal kingdom, because we can imagine things that do not exist, and possibly we have the tools to create them and make them a reality. Lost me at picture and brain. I have aphantasia. Do you really? That's kind of cool. I mean, that's maybe that sucks. I don't know. But I suppose if you can like go about your life and not be miserable. Whoa, it's actually true. An idea isn't as important as the implementation. Look at Mario. You mean Chris Pratt. An Italian plumber saves a princess from an evil lizard. It's not quite... I mean, you're looking at the high concept. That's the story of Mario. But the actual gameplay and the gameplay loop and the implementation of the mechanics of Mario, that's where the real meat is. Because it could be a Greek mechanic who saves a prince from an evil platypus, and it would be the exact, if the mechanics were the same and it played the same, it wouldn't matter. Crisp Rat is a good implementation of a human being. Yeah, okay, maybe. I mean, I would prefer if he wasn't an asshole and, you know, stopped stealing roles from actual voice actors. How smooth it feels to run and jump. That's, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I have several video game ideas, and I'm working with my friend at the game store to put one of them into practice for a RenP. You guys familiar with a RenP? It's like a visual novel engine. We've decided we're sick of people like making crappy visual novels and just selling them. So we're gonna make a better one and we're gonna sell it. Or give it away for free, whatever. Dang, another actor turned out to be an asshole? What are the odds? Let's take a moment to name all the actors who aren't assholes. I've heard good things about Tom Hanks. And Brendan Fraser. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. Yeah, it's kind of a short list. I'm sure there's more. You don't usually hear about it if someone's not an asshole. Just like, oh yeah, it's just a normal person who is not an asshole. Keanu Reeves, sure, Keanu Reeves. I don't know, why do we say that Chris Pratt is an asshole to begin with? It's just like a vibe thing. He just has the vibe of someone who is not particularly nice. Heard Conan O'Brien is actually a really, really good person. Yeah, well, if he's such a good person, then why doesn't he come on my Twitch stream? Yeah, you think about that? I'm the one who says it. Yeah, but I'm only saying it because other people say it. I want to know what the actual root cause of it is. On one hand, it's because he's kind of vanilla in his roles. Like, he's just a guy. He's average, boring white guy. There's nothing special about him, which makes him good in some roles, but not necessarily all of them. All I heard about Chris Pratt is him being too religious. Yeah, maybe that's part of it. Because I never heard anything until he started getting big. Maybe it's just sour grapes. Or, you know, started at the bottom, now we're at the top. Now all the haters come out, stuff like that. I think it started out with him being outed as a member of a mega conservative church, and when confronted about it, he gave a very libertarian answer. Oh no, I hate all of those things. Nobody tell Vulcan Rider. And went from douche to lovable in that show. In Parks and Rec. Yeah, he's great as like schlubby guy. Because that's basically what he was before he became super famous. He was just schlubby guy. Granted, he was living in Hawaii, like in a van on the beach. But if I was doing that, I could be an actor too, you know? If I was just guy. It's kind of like Elon. Well, Elon's like mega rich. Kanye is insane though. See, these are like 3 different varieties of asshole. And I don't know. Who gives a shit what they say until they are most famous people that have ever lived? Yeah, sure. That's exactly it. Like, you can be an asshole and like nobody will care except people that know you. So the more people that know you, the worse it becomes for you. Until, of course, you know, Disney comes a knocking and it's like, hey, you want to make $20 bazillion? Have we got a deal for you? We'd like you to be in the next Marvel picture. You'll be playing Guy. Sorry. You'll be playing Strong Guy from, I think, is he an X-Man? I think Strong Guy is an X-Man. I saw him in Marvel Snap and I'm like, who the heck is Strong Guy? And why is he a 4/4 that gets stronger if I have no cards in hand? Kanye speedrun losing everything is just so wild but not unexpected. Yeah, what is his deal? Like, if I was rich, you would never hear anything from me ever again. Well, I mean, I'd probably still stream, but I wouldn't like say anything controversial, especially not like to normal people. Like, I'm not gonna go on a rant about how like capitalism is inherently evil and we must rise up and seize the means of production, because most people aren't gonna go along with that. They're gonna be like, dude's crazy, he's a commie. But I guess if you're rich, you can just kind of say whatever you want, and everyone's just like, yeah, well, I mean, maybe he has a point. He's rich for a reason. I like his music. I like driving his weird cars that crash into people. He's very deep in a mental breakdown / manic episode. Yeah, but why though? Can he just not? Just like loosen up? You can be crazy, just don't be crazy and an asshole. That's the problem. If you're crazy, you have no control over that. It's like, I worry about that sometimes. Like, what if I was crazy and it made me an asshole, but I didn't want to do that? Something was wrong with my brain and it's like unstoppable. I can't do anything about it. Like, what do you do? I guess at the end of the day, it's like, you know, how are your actions affecting other people? That's probably a more important way to look at it. Like, whether you mean to be or not, your actions are hurting other people. So you're gonna have to deal with that. Oh, we're doing this now. All right, we're a bit of a bullet here. Maybe we could flip that around a little bit. Nope. I guess we're gonna hope that this does not explode, because that would suck if it did. Oh no. Okay. All right, should not have turned off SAS there. That was a mistake on my part. We're gonna hopefully use this as an opportunity to yeah, this is not the way you want to do re-entry. I feel like the entire country isn't going to end well. Oh, for like Canada? Yeah, Canada's got a lot of problems up there. I also feel like humanity isn't going to end well. I mean, whether it ends well or not is irrelevant if you're not around to experience it, right? Can we get those drogue shoots, please? Valentina, you got any ideas here? At least the heating went off. Canada's only going slightly better. At least you guys have healthcare. Like, they're keeping people alive up there. Except for that one person who's like, so, you're disabled. How do you feel about euthanasia? I saw that article on Reddit today and I was like, what the heck is this guy's problem? If you're going really fast, yeah, we're going up because we're like a lifting body. We're basically a bullet at this point with a little bit of control until the electricity runs out. Kind of fun though. We're just like cruising through like the middle atmosphere. I like the shot cone we're generating. That's a lot of fun. I mean, those drogue chutes gotta open at some point, right? You hadn't gained that altitude? Well, I specifically was pointing up to try to gain altitude because I knew that I would be toast if I didn't. Oh, let's go up, please. Dude, I want to like see in there, but I also don't want to click away. So we're just gonna hold up here. So when do the drogue chutes like happen? Is that like a thing? I'm actually getting a little concerned that the drogue chutes have not yet opened. What is the I guess we're just going for a bit of a cruise here, guys. Don't worry about it. You don't think they'll open till I'm subsonic. Okay, there they go. Holy cow, that's a lot of G's. Wow. You guys all right in there? Whew. Did you guys, it like went into the negative 15 G's. They're like paced inside the capsule. I'm glad that's not a feature of hard mode because they would have 100% blacked out. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered because the parachute's opened. I don't know if there's like a limit where they just straight up implode. Can you go around the entire world just cruising in the upper atmosphere? You absolutely can. I mean, you need power. So I guess that maybe that doesn't answer your question. You do need some sort of thruster. It's gonna eventually slow you down. But I've seen people build basically cruise missiles that are just fuel tanks with like a couple of wings slapped on the side. How far did we end up getting from KSC? Really far, actually. Look at the map here. All right, hello, map. Oh yeah, we're way the heck out here. We're by the peninsula. At least we didn't die. Vitorex says, I'm really surprised the blackout from G's and loss of signal isn't on for hard. Yeah, I think, I don't know. Is there like a agreed upon ultra hard mode in the community? I'd be down to attempt that sometime. Maybe just for like a little bit, just to see how it works. But I don't feel like messing around with the settings myself because I'm not good at balancing that kind of stuff. I'm of the opinion that a game should have one difficulty and that's what it's built around. Every game where it's like, well, you know, sometimes, you know, would you like to play? It's always these options. It's like, this is story mode. This is like normal, which is what I'll usually play. And then there's like, this is for people who like getting cinder blocks dropped on their balls. It's like the three options. And I never feel like that's not how game design should work, I guess. Call me one of those weirdos who's like, games should not have difficulty levels. They should just be accessible to anybody willing to put in the time to learn how to play it. You've seen N9 set the science return to 3%. So basically nothing would get done. It's really way too much of a grind. Yeah, I mean, we were already seeing how much of a grind it is with just 60%. All right, we have successfully recovered another engineer. Yay! Welcome aboard, whatever your name is. Now get in the box. I turn the psi return way down after I get stations. Oh, because of the lab. I don't know. When I played earlier this year and in the end of last year, we just played regular hard mode. But then once we completed the tech tree, I just switched it all over to generate money instead, and then we died anyway when we tried to go to Eve. Attach a new part, rescue Kernand. That's Minmus. Okay, I guess we're going back to Minmus now to see how things are going. Or just don't use them because I maxed the tech tree so fast after a certain point. That was Shelby, right? Let's get rid of Shelby's shipwreck. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen, I suppose. I am curious because I know KSP2 said that they weren't gonna have like traditional career mode. It was gonna be more focused on gathering resources and getting colonies and stuff. I am intrigued by this. I know a lot of people are like, well, but what about my career mode? And I'm like, I don't care. I mean, I play career mode because it's the most complex mode you can play. If KSP2 manages to make a compelling and interesting game and doesn't have like funds and reputation and all that stuff, and they have something else, like you have to gather, you got to get 20 bear asses, but bears only drop their asses 20% of the time, so on average you're gonna have to fight 400 bears or something like that. That's not right. Hold on, I need 20 bear asses. Bears drop their ass 20. No, yeah, I think I was right. Or was it, would it be 200? Because it's like a 1 in 5 chance. Forget, anyway, doesn't matter. The colonies are, no, I think the first mode, they're only going to have sandbox mode at launch in Iraq. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to evolve over time, I'm sure. It's going to be like, I mean, if you remember the old days of KSP1, like it was very bare bones. It didn't even have the MUN, and then they just slowly added more and more. Now, it is a little concerning because KSP2 has been in development for like 3 years at this point, and if all they have to show is like KSP1 sandbox mode, it's like, you guys already had that. Maybe, I mean, I realize they have to port it over to an engine, but game development is hard, apparently. Coding is hard. Let's not make fun of the poor developers. They're trying their best. Gosh darn it. Yeah, no, okay, it's 400 to get 20 bear asses on average, because it's 20%. You could get them all on the first try if you're very lucky. Anyway, well, I was talking about resources in KSP2, not World of Warcraft. So if you have to go to Minmus to get the materials that you need to make advanced rocket engines or something like that, I think that could be super cool. It would be a lot like Oxygen Not Included. Like, you have to go to the MUN to get like the super hydrogen fuel that's gonna like power your upgraded rockets, and you have to go to Minmus and you have to research the minerals on Minmus to discover a new compound for like re-entry heating. It's something like that. I think that could be a lot of fun. All right, here comes our rendezvous. But we'll just have to see how it goes. Could be a good time though. Well, this is interesting. So we're not gonna have an encounter? Or we are gonna have an encounter? Okay, now the encounter's back. I guess that's coming up in a second. All right, well, let's just loop around again then. Bitterrock wants more modes. More modes, huh? I mean, what kind? I mean, sandbox is pretty straightforward. You have access to everything. Science, I wouldn't be surprised if we just got like 3 basic modes. It's like sandbox has everything. You don't have to unlock anything. Science has everything, but you have to unlock the tech tree, and then like the full resource mode will require you to gather resources or establish colonies to unlock all the goodies. Again, there's a lot more room for implementation of ideas in KSP2 than there is in KSP1. Since KSP1's basically gone as far as it can with Unity, or whichever edition of Unity that they were using. All right, let's do a little rendezvous, please. I didn't put up a prediction for this one, so you guys will just be surprised. But feel free to shout out your idea of what this Kerbal is going to be in the chat, and we'll see if you're right. Remember, the options are pilot, scientist, or engineer. You guys know that I really don't want an engineer, and I really do want both a pilot and a scientist. Use that to your advantage. Okay. He's going to be a new secret class. Ooh. I secretly installed a mod, and now we're going to get a secret agent Kerbin. You bet it's a pilot, because that's what I bet last time. A very strange name that isn't real. Well, we already know what the name is. It's going to be Clougard. Which I could see being a real name, but probably isn't. Space Pirate. Wouldn't it be rad if, like, KSP2, as you built more colonies, like, space piracy became a thing and you had to patrol the space? No, that would... Okay, now that's getting too crazy. What else? Just noticing that the doors and the landing gear doesn't line up. Which makes sense, because I think the doors open on like a different angle. So it's fine. It's okay they don't line up. Would Kerbals be scary space pirates or just too silly? I mean, I don't know. We don't know a lot about their society outside of their space program. So were there Kerbal sea pirates that traveled the however many seas Kerbin has? All right, here we go. What is this? It is another engineer. Yay! I think this game has it out for me. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Because that's another engineer. Oh, uh-oh. Hello. No, I do not want to re-enter. Thank you. I didn't realize we were in such a low orbit that we could have just... Okay, all right, we're back at... Okay, nope, we're not. Hold on. Hello. Jeez. Cameraman, take a chill pill. This is a little ridiculous. Hop on in. Welcome aboard. And now it is time to head back to Kerbin. Let's go ahead and set our margins. Can we deselect target, please? Oh, great. We're gonna have to do this again, huh? Come on. Oh, okay. The game really does not like that I'm doing that. Never mind, then. We'll just set a maneuver. All right, zoom out. Let's see how much Delta V it's going to take to get us back to Kerbin safely. Not a lot, as it turns out. Let's find out. How much is it going to take? Still less scary than the rescue in Kerbin atmosphere. That was insane. I can't believe I did that. Like, we were down to the last couple of seconds that would have worked. I will never do a mission that awesome ever again. Okay. We're also lucky we didn't run out of EVA fuel, because that would have been a disaster. Or maybe someone's tested this. Can you drop a Kerbal into the atmosphere from orbital velocity and have them parachute down the rest of the way? Is that something you can actually accomplish? Because in a real life, you couldn't do that. So I don't think you could. Maybe you can. But in KSP, like, everything's scaled down a little bit. So the air is a little thicker and the physics are a little mushier. Well, that one guy jumped out of a big balloon. from like orbital height, right? Let's see. I've seen it, but it was a while ago, and you can turn the heating down. Yeah. So on hard mode, I think the orbital heating is actually increased, which is one of the reasons it's even harder to land on Eve in hard mode, because we have to contend with increased re-entry heating. And I think that's what's foiled all my attempts at Eve landings in the past, because I'm always playing on hard. But that one guy who like went up in a big balloon in a spacesuit and then parachuted down, I suppose he wasn't traveling at orbital velocities. He just went straight up. He wasn't even halfway to space. Well, there you go. But you could see the curve, man. All right, here we go. We're gonna burn for 20 seconds. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. And burn. Oh, because it was a fisheye lens, of course. Those globalists are at it again. I knew it. Well, I won't fall for their propaganda. Everyone knows that the world is disc-shaped. It rides on the back of a turtle, etc., etc. Discworld reference. Something, something. All right, there we go. Time to re-enter. Ah, you sound like a flat earther right now. Hey, that's all right. It's okay. I assume that anybody who says they're a flat earther is probably joking, unless they start going off about other stuff. All right, Minmus escape in 2 hours. Jeez, getting back takes a long time. Are we on? We're on day 32. Chat, do you think I can finish out the tech tree by the end of the year? Probably not at the rate that I'm currently going. But when we get back, we're going to have a ton of science, so see how that goes. It's going to take 8 days to get back to Kerbin. 8 days and 2 hours. Yikes. All right, let's quickly grab material study. All right, never mind. We already got it. Do we have goo, though? We don't have goo, but I think we might have grabbed it. But just to be safe, I will hop out and grab it again. Oh, okay. The music is... Yes, I'm still watching YouTube. Jeez, we had a guy in Urban's chat just really lean into it and was like, dude, nobody wants to talk to you. Oh, man. How embarrassing. It's like, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's not okay if you're a flat earther, but what in the heck, man? Do we really have such a weird orbit that I can't even... Jeez. I'm just trying to live my life here. This is ridiculous. Get in the damn pod. Oh, perform EVA science. That could work. I don't think we've done this one yet. Spin the nut. Whee! Look at it go. Oh, it flips around. How fun. All right, now get out of here. Grab. Yeah, okay, so we already got the goo. All right, that's good to know. Do we have the goo for high over Kerbin? We do. Although the extra science could be useful. We'll grab that too. Every little bit helps here. All right, Bob, hop out again. I'll try to keep you on the ladder so you don't like... Okay, I guess that doesn't work. Oh boy, here we go. Time for me to get dizzy again. I don't think you can understand how orbits work and still be a flat earther. I mean, you could be like, well, you see in a game, in a simulated environment, this is how they would work. But in real life, we don't actually orbit anything. mean, you have to really like, it's a lot of cognitive dissonance, obviously, but if you're a flat earther, you're already probably really good at that. All right, hop in. There we go. Beautiful. And there goes that nut. Hopefully that doesn't cause issues for future space missions where a wing nut comes whipping around at 20,000 kilometers per second or whatever. All right, where even are we? We're over here. All right, well, let's check back in on mission control. See if we have any new missions we can sign up for. But if they start saying to their friends, well, that wouldn't work even if the Earth was round. Yeah, I'll never understand that. Like, how... First of all, why? Like, okay, let's assume the Earth is flat. Everybody's covering it up. Why? And the reasons are even more insane than the actual... It's like, oh, it's so that people who make globes can keep selling you globes. It's like, how much money do you think they make selling globes if they couldn't just replace it with a model of the flat Earth, which all sounds like it would be awesome, first of all. Like, you got like a cool model and there's like the ice walls and like all the outer continents, and no, there's no, apparently nobody, there's no money in manufacturing flat Earth models. You could say it's like, it's a prank. Like, the higher up, the higher powers are trying to prank humans or whatever, prank society. X says the Flat Earth Society started as a joke. Yes, probably by someone who overestimated human intelligence. Also, yes. Yeah, it was like a joke. Like, haha, see how we can make anything funny. And then it's like, well, not so, who's laughing now? All right, nothing happened. We're going to keep rolling here. We can get rid of Cloudguard's Hulk, though. So we rescued Cloudguard. All right, back right. Okay. The tracking facility is a little weird. Isn't a flat Earth model just a map? Don't we already have those? Yeah, again, like, when you get into the reasons for the cover-up, it gets even stranger. It's always gonna be something crazy. It's like, oh, you see, the lizard people want to trick us into etc., etc. It's the UN map. You see, Antarctica is just a giant ice wall. And again, it makes no sense. Like, the hoops you have to jump through to justify a flat Earth, you basically discredit every scientific discovery of the last like 2 millennia. Like, oh, they figured out that the Earth was round in like classical Greece. Like, yeah, well, no. Okay, then. They're causing global warming on purpose to make the giant ice wall easier to climb. Genius! Did I already grab all the science out of the lower stage? Yes, I did. I did, in fact, do that. You see, that's why they call it global warming. Global. Because who benefits? The globalists. Or whatever. It's so stupid. That, I don't know if that's like a rabbit hole I'd even want to go down. Like, I feel like I would lose my sanity. I'd have to make a sanity check after trying to like explore all the stuff that they're into. There is a great Dan Olsen video. If you got, again, I'm gonna bring up Dan Olsen again because he makes these great videos. Where he goes out to this lake in British Columbia, I think, where you can see the curvature of the Earth. Like, if you set up a camera and you can see well enough across the lake, you can actually see the horizon dip down under the water because it curves away from you. There's a Netflix doc that's really good. Oh, Just give up all faith in humanity right now. It makes everything so much easier. It's not about faith. It's about like, hey guys, you want to make your lives better or worse? And people are like, worse. It's like they think that because their lives suck, they should make everyone else's lives suck. Or they want to make other people's lives suck just because. I guess that's, yeah. They are just like, we must have messed up the experiment. Yeah. It's like, oh, we went up in a plane, but all the windows were like round, so they made the Earth seem like it curved, but it was just like a trick of the light. It's like an optical illusion. It's like, okay, all right. So basically nothing, even if they took you up in like a rocket ship, they'd just be like, well, this isn't a real window. This is a screen that is showing me something that is not real. You can't get through to these people. They're crazy. Or ignorant, or like, how do you categorize that? Because I don't just want to say, oh, you're crazy, because that's dismissive. It's like, oh, you're crazy, so you're clearly incompatible with the rest of society. It's like, you can be a little crazy and still not think crazy things. You can be like, well, you know, sometimes I do this thing and I can't explain why, but other than that, I'm like a pretty normal guy. I 100% endorse pretending to be a flat earther just to con NASA into sending you into space to prove you're wrong. Just to get a free trip to space, huh? I don't know, I feel like you'd have to be a really prominent member of the flat earth community, and getting to that point, again, requires going deep, deep, deep down a well of insanity. So I'll leave that to somebody else to try. We've seen the all gas, no brakes flat earth convention on YouTube. No, but that sounds amazing. Kill a flat earther and take their identity. Well, that's exactly what they would expect you to do. Rescue Noonie from Orbit of the Mun. Rescue Rainy from Surface of the Mun. Holy cow. That payout is not anywhere near worth that. All right, we can rescue Cini. Oh, he's not in low Kerbin orbit. He's in a regular Kerbin orbit. We could do rescue from Orbit of the Mun. That's not too hard. Do we have science data? We don't have science data from space around the Mun, so I'm not gonna do it. Maybe there's one flat earth. Hey, Crispy13. Hi, I'm new here. I was told we were flat earthing. You're actually new? Well, you're new enough. We're not actually flat earthing. We're just discussing it because it came up for some reason. Because some people just feel like, I don't know. I think I have a brother-in-law. It's my sister's husband, which that would be my brother-in-law, right? That's how that works. And he thought that he was going to convince me that aliens built the pyramids. And he may be watching, so hey buddy, how's it going? And I was just like, no. I completely shut him down. I'm like, no. There's nope. No. And he's like, yeah, but what if? And I'm like, no. Just because you watch the History Channel does not make you an expert on Egyptian history. And also, aliens did not build the pyramids. Like, there is no... It's impossible. Not only is it like the odds of aliens ever visiting Earth like extremely low, first of all, but also being like, well, Egyptians couldn't have possibly built the pyramids without help. It's like, dude, they're just stacking rocks on top of each other. Like, the hardest part is that they're heavy and they got to drag them around in the desert, but they figured that out. That's pretty straightforward. You're basically saying that not the primitive people, older generations of humans were like somehow less intelligent than modern humans, when that is absolutely not the case. It's like they were just as clever and just as smart and just as ingenious as we are. They just didn't have the wealth of knowledge built up over the generations. So saying that aliens did it is like selling humanity short, first of all. And the other thing is, I don't know. It just makes me mad when people say stuff like that. Like, I get it. You want to be special. You want to be like, oh, you know, actually, did you know that aliens built the pyramids? Okay. I mean, it's fun to like feel like you're in on like some kind of grand conspiracy, but at the end of the day, you're not. It's just a hoax. Like some dude who's trying to grift you is like, hey, buy my book on how aliens built the pyramids. Like, did they really? Well, sure, for $10, you believe anything you want. You say something even more crazy. You believe in the pyramid? Yeah, that's always a fun thing to do. Like, didn't you know that NASA faked the moon landing? It's like, look at this guy. He believes in the moon. What a loser. Everything is possible with the power of fascism. It's true. If you can just simply view everyone else as lesser, then obviously they couldn't have built the pyramids because they're too stupid. I don't remember his whole argument. I'm sure if he was in here, he could probably like type it out for us, but maybe I'll get him on the stream sometime. He can like rant about all the crazy stuff he believes in. All right, can we quickly gather some science before re-entry? I'm gonna guess no. Oh, hold on, we can. Wait, quick. Observe mystery goo. All right, mystery goo, whatever, it doesn't matter. Bob, I need you to get out, buddy. This is very important. We gotta go quick here. We're like, oh God, what's happening? Okay, something happened, but I think it was just the textures loading in or something. All right, do that. EVA report. All right, get back in there. Board. I think we've probably gotten temp stuff. Yeah, we've already got all that. All right, time to get ready to decouple. Invite him over. We can use a laugh. Yeah, that'll be cool. I'll see if I can get him on the stream. I don't know if he knows how to use Discord. Go ahead and close this up. The radioactive components can just burn up in the upper atmosphere. It's really frustrating talking to him about stuff like that though, because it's like talking to a wall. He's made up his mind. He can't be convinced. I always feel like if you legitimately believe, or not believe, maybe believe's the wrong word. If you feel that you have evidence that backs up your assertion, I am willing to hear you out. If you're like, aliens built the pyramids, and here is a list of evidence that I have compiled that points to that conclusion. But if you're just like, I saw a documentary by a guy who famously like thinks aliens did everything, then I'm gonna be like, okay, well maybe you can do a little more research and come back to me. Everyone in chat is thinking, no, he's not. He's on the like hippie side of like weird people. I do have family members who are absolutely a little more red hatty, which I unfortunately realized when I was talking to my sister. So here, this is how the conversation went. She's like, hey, did you hear that cousin had another kid? And she's up to 7 now. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, 7 kids. And then she's like, yeah, do you want to know their names? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. And she's like, Thor, I don't even remember the other ones. It's like Thor and like Odin. And she just kept naming people. And I'm like, are they white supremacists? And she's like, oh yeah, I guess they kind of are. So I had that going for me. Fortunately, I don't really see my extended family, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just keep living my life. And I'm not saying if your name is Thor, you're a white supremacist, but in this case, the 7 kids, the living in Idaho, the naming conventions of the children just kind of made me think about it. All right, we're back. It's our first successful mission in the Mark III command pod, and boy, do we have a lot of science. That's messed up. You can't have Odin and Thor as siblings. I don't remember. I don't think Odin is one of them. I couldn't remember any of their other names. Apparently they call the dog Heimdall. Again, you're stealing all the good names for stuff. Remind me to stay hydrated tonight, champ. Winter, despite the fact that it's cold, is also very dry. So it's easy to forget to drink. But you still have to drink water. Otherwise, you're going to feel real bad in the morning. Heimdog was right. Oh, Heimdog, that's good. Dude, I'll have to let them know. I mean, probably not. I won't let them know, because then they'll use it. Okay. Coming in. Is the shoot gonna work? It looks like it's gonna work. We're already at a comfortable velocity here. All right, but enough about me, guys. Let's talk about you. How's your guys' Monday going? We have a fun... You can't rename the dog to Heimdog. You can rename it. Probably won't tell the difference. Every time you splash down, take a drink. Good idea. I'm gonna need to do a couple more missions then. Well, that was fun. First, lost internets, then right after it came back, power went down for 15 minutes. Holy cow, man. Where are you living? You're not in North Carolina where that crazy person blew up the substation, are you? Apparently the power could be out for days because some like wacko decided let's shut down the power supply for the entire region. Henderson, Nevada. Oh, okay. Shouldn't be. There was a disaster at work over the weekend, says Rilip. They're trying to get everyone to volunteer to take support calls. I haven't taken one for 7 years. Not looking forward to it. Oh, no. And Sotari is saying it shouldn't be happening. It's not even cold or inclement weather. And then Hex is following up on that, that they broke the power for 40,000 people because they didn't like one event. I mean, at least they're pointing out some of the flaws in America's electrical infrastructure, so hopefully we can get that patched up before it gets worse. Can you imagine if somebody knocked out the power for my house and I had to stop streaming? Ooh, boy. I guess at least I wouldn't be able to work either, because, you know, everything's done electronically. All right, let's recover. See how much science we gained. A lot. All right, we have an image. Side note, I finished my sister's birthday present before everything went haywire, and this is a picture of it. It is it is an adorable animated gif of I assume that's a cat drinking out of a cup. Sotari, I gotta ask, you make art. Is that like your thing? Are you like an artist? Should I be commissioning you to do some art for me? Oh, here we go. Hold on. We got plant flag on Mun. We're going back to Mun tonight, I guess. Science data from surface of the Mun. And we of course lost rescuing our Mun fella. I guess we can rescue from the orbit of Mun. That works. Yeah, we'll rescue Fredsner. Art is my hobby, but I wouldn't say so. Not good at serious content. That's one of her RimWorld characters. She must be playing with a lot of mods. Okay, we're gonna definitely get this guy from the Mun, because we're gonna try to send a new 3-person spacecraft. And we're going to rescue Bart Burr. Yeah, we're gonna rescue Bart Burr here real quick. We got 116,000, 52,000, 46,000, 30,000, 10,000. All right, good deal. Serious is overrated. Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because you've made, like, you've already animated an emote for me. I'm wondering if I, like, paid you to make an animated emote, you could like do one. It's like a brand new emote, because that cat right there, that's very similar to what I'm kind of looking for. You do cartoony stuff. There you go. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Wait, holy cow, guys. I'm gonna put, is it okay if I put this on stream? This is amazing. Hold on. Sartari's like, I'm not an artist. Also, Sartari makes this. Like, what do you mean? I'm not. Art is my hobby. Dude, I wish I was half as good at any of my hobbies as you are at art. This is incredible. The detail, like, what is this made in? Because this looks like, it looks like markers. Because there's like some bleeding over the lines, so it's not digital. Nice address. You guys can see my address? Oh shit. You can't do realism portrait work. Starshard is now an art streamer. We get to see Starshard evolve from a beginner to a pro. I was gonna do that with guitar, and then I realized that guitar is like even harder than art. You guys have seen me do art before. Also, did I not? No, I did show it. I did show it. So that one was in marker. All right. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't do another thing where I'm like praising this image that nobody can see. But there we go. So we have 1,700 science. Ooh, man. I am itching to spend some of this, but also itching to upgrade the launch pad. Because if we upgrade it, we get the unlimited vessel size, which really opens up our options. Yeah, let's go for it. You have an emote idea in mind? I'll give it a go. All right, I will. I'll DM you when I get a chance. But now you could totally threw me off because that was such an awesome piece of art. Explore the Mun. Plant flag on Mun, yes. Rescue Bart. We're gonna rescue Bart Burr. That's right. Bart Burr's Heap. So he is going pro grade. Let's make sure Fredsner also going pro grade. Good. We don't have to do anything special there. So let's get 5 minutes on the clock. We have got a prediction coming up. Now's your chance to redeem yourself. What will the next Kerbal be? You have 5 minutes to decide. And we're going to get another rescue mission going. They want me to put a satellite in this orbit, huh? You're all in with 100. Wait, what happened to your other points, X? Oh no. Did you burn them all on the last one? I'm sorry. Guitar is extremely easy if you don't mind only learning easy tricks. Again, my problem with guitar is I A, have these tiny ass hands, and B, it like hurts my fingers to hold down the strings. They're bit like the hand thing is real. The string thing is something you can overcome. But I just like, I don't know. How much work do I want to put into it? All right, the Rescuer Mark 1. Gonna launch that with Jeb. Here we go. You donate. Oh, okay. I need to grow your nails on your left hand to make it easier to play. Maybe that is the problem, because I keep my nails like painfully short. So maybe that is something I can look into. All right, here we go. Hold on, which one is it? This one?
Tell the crew to push the Whopper
there
button.
It is. Gotta remember my own soundboard. I can't even remember. What is this one?
69, dudes!
That's 69, dudes. That has not changed. All right, so if we get a pilot or a scientist, we celebrate. If we get an engineer, As tempted as I am to throw them out the airlock, I'll keep them around just on the off chance that we, I don't know, take a mission that involves putting like 10 engineers on a craft or something ridiculous like that. The important part is only that all the beans are on the same person. That's true. If you guys want to, or not all the beans, all the points to get the beans, that's what everybody wants. Guys, listen, you get points just for watching. And honestly, you don't even have to technically watch. You can just leave the stream open in the background. It doesn't bother me. Like, I like them when people are here chatting. But as long as like a couple of people are already doing that, you can just like put the stream on in the background and go like play a video game or something. All the number does is get more people to visit the stream. At least that's my experience. Like, because imagine you're looking up a stream for your favorite game. You type in Factorio in Twitch, for example, and it's like people who like Factorio also watch Amaranth. But you scroll past that because you don't want to watch Amaranth right now, maybe later. And you are looking for a new streamer to watch. And do you start at the bottom? You go like, okay, I want to watch this 0 viewer Andy. What are they up to? No, you're like a normal person and you're like, sort from high to low and then skip past all the people that have like 10,000 views or whatever. And when you get down to like the hundreds, if you're looking for specifically a small streamer, you scroll down past the 100s and you start looking at the double digits. Do you want to watch the guy with 5 viewers or do you want to watch the guy with like 15 viewers? I don't know. I'll tell you which one I prefer. Oh, wait. I like the one with 5 viewers. Shit. This isn't working out. I like sorting streams by most recently started. That's not a bad idea. Sotari only watches people with fewer than 30 average viewers. Well, as much as I hate to say it, I hope that I outgrow it. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll keep this rolling for a really long time. I can maintain streaming indefinitely. So long as I continue to have a job, I guess. You'll often pop in on 1 or 2. I absolutely do that. So if I'm watching streams at work or whatever, like recently I've been looking for people streaming Oxygen Not Included because I want to see how other people play the game a little bit. So I'll pop in. Here's my first test. I type hello ? In the chat. If they don't respond in like a minute, I'm out of there. If they're not even talking at all, like they're just quietly playing, no face cam, no nothing. It's okay if you don't have a face cam as long as you're talking. If you don't have a face cam and you're not talking, I'm just watching gameplay. And it's honestly probably not even very good gameplay. If like my past experiences or anything to go off of. So step 1, type in hello ? They respond. They're like, oh, hey, Starshard, how's it going? And I'm like, okay, let's have a conversation with this person. Let's see what they're about. What do they do? How long have they been playing the game, etc., etc.? Like, what's their skill level? And then we go from there. But the number one thing is you got to get back to chat or be talking within a minute of me showing up. Like, I can't hang out in your stream all day waiting for you to acknowledge me. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Urban Adventure's here. Oh no, he's gone. I missed him. Ah, shit. Well, I tried. Oh my goodness, something just happened. Somebody raiding? No, Pricey21 just followed me. Hello, Pricey21. I hope you don't feel awkward for me calling you out. There is a bit of a worry about that, I think. If you want to be big, advice number 1 is always be talking. ABT, I live by it. I'm always talking, even at work. Like during a meeting, I'm constantly talking. Talk. All right, how close can we get here? Looks like we can get pretty close, actually. So 46. Still going. Just watch that Delta V. Don't want to run out. Kind of important. Urban, how's it going? Advice number 2, Hex, you always give me this advice. You're like, have a typo or mistake in your stream title. People love to come in and correct you. Yeah, I don't know. I would want to correct myself though, is the problem. It would like bother me. I think I did that once and nobody actually came in to correct me. Again though, I have a weird, unfortunate time slot where, okay, this is getting a little silly, isn't it? I think I may have screwed this rendezvous up. So we're gonna catch up slightly. Then I need to lower. Yeah, we're gonna catch up slightly. Then I need to lower my other side. Advice number 2 would maybe be more, don't have a very generic title. Shoot. Coming up with creative titles is hard, guys. I did it a lot more earlier on. And then eventually I realized I'm gonna run out of ideas if I keep doing this. So I had to stop. What was the one? Oh, I had one that Gandalf really liked. It's like, dude, nice title. And I'm like, I know, right? Now I've totally forgotten what it was, even though I probably should have wrote it down. Urban says, narrate like hundreds are watching, chat like only a few are hanging out. That's, you know what? You're 100% right. That's not even like number 1 advice. That's like the only advice for streaming that you need. You don't need any more advice than that. Because when you're streaming, you're basically a radio show. Like, yes, there's visuals. Yes, there might be a face cam. But at the end of the day, like, you live and die on the audio. Because a lot of people are going to have you on in another tab. They're going to have you on their phone. They got you in like a little window on their work computer. Not everybody's putting you on the big screen, you know? So it's all about having, it's about the banter. It's about the commentary. And then of course it's about the chat. You interact with chat, but you also explain what you're doing, which maybe I should focus on a little more here. So what are we doing right now? For those of you just joining us, we are currently attempting to rendezvous with Bart Burr's Heap, which is a rescue mission generated by the game. I did not strand my own Kerbal in a perfectly circular orbit. That would be too convenient. And right now I have an intersect set up for about 5 kilometers apart. We're going to try to fix that as we get a little bit closer though. Unfortunately, part of my orbit has taken me into the atmosphere, so we have to wait this out in real time now. Philip says, so you're saying it would be really awkward if somebody came to stream and said, are you muted because you've been talking to them for 4 minutes, but OBS forgot your mic? Hey, Rilip, just be glad I noticed that your mouth was moving and you weren't saying anything. Because if you didn't have a webcam, I would have just assumed you weren't talking. Don't make fun of RFK like that. It happens to, I think it happens to every streamer. It's definitely happened to me. Fortunately, Emmykins usually catches that, and if she doesn't, I get mad at her. Eggnog, yay or nay? Good question. I like eggnog personally, but I'm the only person in my family, or I guess between my wife and like my in-laws, the people who actually live around here, I think I'm the only one who likes eggnog, so we never get any because I would be the only one who drinks it, and I don't drink a lot of it, so it would just go to waste. So if my webcam randomly hung during the stream and wouldn't update, that would be awkward. Asking for a friend. Yeah, look into. I know I used to have that issue with my webcam, where I would like start jerking around, or it would be out of sync. Plugging it in, which in this case it's just my phone being used as a camera. Hello, phone. Plugging it in solved, I think, like 99% of the problems. Boozy eggnog or dry? I would just have dry. I don't know that I've ever had boozy eggnog, because I used to drink eggnog more when I was a kid, and obviously my parents weren't gonna Irish it up for me. Apparently you can make your own eggnog, but I am hesitant to attempt to make anything that involves raw eggs. It's not like a cake, and even then I'll leave that to the experts. Well, we're still in the atmosphere. We're cruising at a balmy 67. Hold on, chat. Wait a minute. We have a very important thing coming up. Just wait it out. But we should be able to get a rendezvous real quick here, and we've got plenty of delta V to work with. We got 508 meters per second in the tank, and it should not take nearly that much to get a rendezvous. Relative speed is 50, so we're gonna burn at least 50 of it. As long as we have 50 left at the end of this, we'll be able to deorbit. So let's check the numbers. Well, okay, still hasn't happened yet. Check the numbers on that prediction. 5% went pilot, 62% went engineer. Guys, it's pure RNG. There's no way it's gonna be another engineer, right? It's a 1 in 3 chance, I thought, anyway. Gotta use the dream speedrun tech to get the perfect spread. It would be like 70% times I want a scientist, 29% a pilot, and 1% an engineer. Just give me those odds, please. Oh, there it is.
69, dudes!
Found it. Almost missed it, too. All right, so we're gonna switch to target mode here. So we have 5 minutes to go. It's probably a little too early, but we can go ahead and time warp. Gonna get in on it. So we're about 1 minute out. This is the time where I like to start doing my correction burns. We're getting a little closer. We get in there. It's pushing our separation, our intersect out a bit, but it's also making it closer, which is what we want. So there we go. 100 meters. Easy peasy. So now we're gonna zoom in. We're gonna watch. There it is. We're gonna watch our target slowly approach us. Look at that. Oh, okay. Slow down, slow down. Hold up. Where'd it go? There it is. We're gonna go ahead and cancel our velocity. Here comes Cat. Hey buddy, how's it going? Now is not a great time. Give me a second to... Okay, hold on, I gotta pause. All right, he's just gonna plop down here on the desk. So if you guys could just ignore him, thank you. So let's see, who is the winner this time? If it's engineer again, I guess I'm gonna be eating a bean. Oh my god. It's an engineer again, chat. How? What is going on with this save, man? Does hard mode have like a secret engineer thing going on? There you go. There's your dang, your shards. 11,000 go to Sartari and Emmykin's. Good call, guys. Always bet against the star shard, right? It's not just this save either. You always get that. Yeah, it's gotta be like the hard mode debuff. Like they switched it to 90%, you get an engineer. That wouldn't surprise me. All right, hop on out, Bart Burr. Wake up, shithead. It's time to go back to Kerbin. Where's the other craft? Wait, what? Is it above us? Below us? Where the heck? Hold on. All right. Oh, okay. It's above us. So it should be. There it is. Okay. X is just gonna copy Sartari. So Sartari doesn't. I don't think anyone has any like prescience information here, unless someone's on Spice and they know like what the future holds. I don't know, but it seems like engineer is the thing to bet on. All right, get in there. All right, back to Kerbin we go. Thank you for your contribution to the space program. This time we're also gonna hold retrograde so we don't turn into a speeding bullet. Yeah. Hex, wait, Hex has the, who's got the beans? Who's got the bean points? If you got the points, you might as well just spend them now. Because everybody's gonna be like asking. You gotta give the people what they want. That's what I always say. Cat, I know you're like being really cute right now, but I need you to not hit any of the keys, please. All right, before the splashdown, I think I forgot to drink. So I'm gonna drink now. So Tari's smart. Just always vote engineer, because I did mention it earlier. If you vote engineer and I get the engineer, you get the points. If I get a pilot or a scientist, I'm happy and you're happy for me. So you win either way. So Tari says what's great is I'm going to get 2 beans tonight because I'm pretty sure my video is going to get him tonight. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Is it? It's past halftime. Hold on. Oh, Sartari just said eat a bean. All right, hold on. Let's take a quick break here and head on over to the camera because I now have to eat a bean. Here it comes. I hold in my hands once more the Bean Boozleds. They are weird and wild flavors. Caution. Let's find out. What do we got? Oh, that's 3. Okay, that's too many beans. Get off the tray, guys. I just want the 1. Why is it so hard to get 1 bean out of here? Okay, there's 2. All right, so Tari, I'll let you decide. We have a green bean, which is the booger, and the brown bean, which is the cappuccino or liver and onions. So go ahead and pick whichever one you think is going to be worse. And then we'll head on. Okay, brown bean. Let's give it a go. So we have the brown bean. It's either, like I said, cappuccino or liver and onions. It's liver and onions. Oh, man. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, man. The aftertaste. Oh. Why don't I just spit these out? You think you might prefer the liver? No, they don't make it like good. It's like, it's really bad. Cat, hey, come on, buddy. Oh. This is a very crowded workspace here. And you should just stay in one spot, all right? Oh. Yuck. Like, I don't mind the liver and onions. But the liver and onions bean is not, it's not liver and onions, you know? All right, it is past halftime, but that's okay. So thanks for reminding me, everyone. We do have our You Laugh, You Lose challenge. So let me open up a window here. Firefox, please work with me. I need a new tab. Thank you. Okay. So step 1. Let's go through the funny video submissions. So, oh, hold the cat. Come on. Hey, buddy. Is cat by... Yeah, he's on the desk. He's right in front of me, yes. All right. So, I believe we watched the one with the gun. So we're going to go with Ida's submission here, which is My Humps Teletubbies edition. Let me pause the music. This is interesting. My Humps Teletubby edition. Oh, no, that's not the right window. So here we go. My humps. Oh, that's Black Eyed Peas, right? Cat is like trying really hard to like start banning people by hitting the screen with his paw. Give me a second. He loves grabbing stuff on the desk for no reason. And that includes pawing at the tablet, which can open people's usernames and then possibly ban them. So if you accidentally get banned, it's because Cat did it, not me. All right, my humps, Teletubby edition. Let's go. Oh, there's that baby. All right, all right. If you've never seen Teletubbies, I do not recommend it. Chad, I really want to laugh at this because this is great. Oh, the sound effects. Check it out, so don't pull on my hand, boy. You ain't my man, boy. I'm just trying to dance, boy. How much longer is this? Oh, still 30 seconds left. Okay, I think I'm over it. Unless something crazy happens, I don't think I'm gonna laugh. So I'm hoping we can wrap it up here. My lovely lady lumps. Okay, I made it. It was close. It was close. I almost laughed. Urban wants a free ban. Urban, come on, you don't want to get banned. Then you wouldn't be able to chat here. So there's still a couple seconds left. I don't think anything happens. Yeah. So my little sister, who is 8 years younger than me, I think. When she was a baby, she watched the Teletubbies. And boy, oh boy, does that show get obnoxious after a while. It's just awkwardly bad, not so bad it's good. It's the juxtaposition is what makes it humorous slightly. Oh boy. So McMathy decided to take Emmykin's lead and just throw another Kit Boga clip at me. So let's check this out. I'm going to try my best. I've watched enough Kit Boga at this point. I don't think I'm going to laugh.
How much?
Okay.
How much you got on your bank?
It says online wire transfer $30,000.
30,000? OMG. Why you did that, sir? Like, did you do it
LMAO.
intentionally?
OMG.
Okay. All right. I got this.
So how much you got? 30,000, right?
I guess.
Okay. I made it. I think I remember that episode too. But I can recommend Kit Boga if you are looking to learn how to not get scammed or how to like keep your older people in your life from not getting scammed. He kind of walks you through how they work. All right, Krakatoa meme. This is from Daily Memes version 0.2. Cat, you cannot have any of those beans. You wouldn't like them, even the liver and onions one. All right, he's gonna hop down though. There he goes. All right, we're back. Okay, all right. I got it. I got it. It's short and sweet. Short and sweet. Good call, McMathy. All right, and last one. Sertari is convinced this one's gonna make me laugh. And I don't know, I wouldn't be so sure. I really don't want to eat any more of these beans because they're gross. Hang Malak, what is this? No. Okay. Christian PH, most realistic VR driving accident. Pinoy, daily dose of turtlenet. I have no idea what any of these words mean. But I guess where am I starting? Am I watching the whole clip or am I just watching this part? I will have to eat the beans sooner or later. Yes, sooner or later I will have to eat the beans. Let's not rush it, all right?
Lang naman ay disiplina sa daan. Pwera
Okay.
na nga lang kung
He's got the same mic as me. What game is this? Oh. Where did that come from?
mahalaga rin na sumunod sa batas trapiko upang hindi maaksidente.
Deja vu? Holy moly.
Again?
Beam NG Drive. This isn't VR, is it? Because they're not wearing a VR headset. They just have like a... Okay, I don't... I don't think that's... Okay, all right. You got me, Sotari. The like part where they like went like this. That was pretty good. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Yep. Sotari got me. You guys know what I like. And now I have to suffer for it. So let's eat a dang bean, all right? He has a head tracking camera and surround projection. Oh, that's rad. Dude, I wish I had that kind of setup. All right, here we go. Let's shake them up. Maybe I get the good ones to the top. Maybe I'll get a good one this time. Okay, we have two. Sotari, since it was your video, you get to make the choice again. Make sure I can see what I'm showing you here. So we have either... Can it focus? There we go. We have either a popcorn / rotten egg or birthday cake / dirty dishwater. Those are your options. They are not the same bean. No, they just look very similar. They're both like white, yellowish beans with color. Birthday cake? All right. It's not going to be birthday cake. You know that, but hey, go back in there, bean. Oh, it's the dishwater. Ugh. It tastes like cilantro. Ugh. Oh, it's even worse with the liver and onions. Oh, they're mixing together. Ugh. Ugh. No, now it's not so bad, actually. I think we just discovered a new flavor, chat. Liver and onions, dirty dishwater? I call it the garbage disposal special. Delicious. All right. Let's get back to the game, huh? No, I do not have the soap tasting gene. I don't mind cilantro. But I think Emmykins might have it because she hates the taste of cilantro. So here we go. Let's go ahead and re-enter. You know, here's the thing with that video. It wasn't that funny, but just the reaction to getting rear-ended in a video game was great. It was unexpected. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it crashed, whatever. And then just like, pff, good stuff. Gonna get whiplash playing a VR car game. Trying to get all the little bits out of my teeth now. Yuck. Oh, it looks like my desk is not handling the it's not enjoying the mic stand being attached to it for whatever reason. Hold on. It's righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? Does that still hold up? Yeah, I might have to reattach this at some point because that is coming down. Yeah, hold on. Atari has learned that I need stuff you can't foresee. Yes, it has to surprise me. That's the trick. If I can see it coming, I can brace myself. But if I can't see it coming, then all bets are off. I think a lot of comedy works like that. It has to subvert your expectations. If you're expecting it, it's not that funny. Oh wait. Did I get it? Ah. Nope. Wow, that is okay then. Yeah, this is beyond repair. Hold on. Not a great time to do mic stand repair, but I guess that's where we are now. Don't worry, chat. I'm still here. I'm making sure we don't burn up on re-entry. Making some quick adjustments to the mic stand. I think I might need a new desk. But this will hold for the time being, I guess. So we're back. We're in Kerbal Space Program. What are we doing? We have Jebediah Kerman. He has just rescued yet another engineer, Bart Burr, from space. And we are currently returning to the surface in our very unreliable re-entry machine. At some point, I just gotta bite the bullet and put a decoupler here because we have had too many close calls with this thing. I mean, the drogue chutes have definitely helped. But if you flip this thing around, it's coming in at like supersonic speeds. We just saw that on the last one. Wait a minute. Hold on, I'm going the wrong way. Here's the problem with a righty-tighty, lefty-loosey chat. Depending on what part of the circle you're looking at, you could say that you're going left or right at either time. Spider webs on here? What the heck? I gotta clean my desk. All right. The things I do to kill time while we're trying to re-entry here. Oh, I posted this in the Discord. Like, this should have been like at the beginning of stream. So you guys know how I've been talking about building a nuclear reactor and oxygen not included? Well, I did it. I finally did it in my game. There was one incident where a reload of the day became a necessity. It involved a total meltdown and the expulsion of a bunch of nuclear waste into my base. However, after a quick reload and a second attempt, I managed to get it working. I could always eat another bean to kill time. Is that what, do people want that? How about this? If 6 different people post bean in the chat in the next 30 seconds, I will eat a bean. So that's all it takes. That's my promise to you. In the next 30 seconds, if 6 unique individuals post bean. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Maybe I should have gone higher. 4. All right. Time's running out. Where's Emmykins? That's Emmykins would be 5. She's hanging out with her brother. It's his birthday. It's fine. All right. And I'm not actually counting down time. I'm just gonna assume you can't even get to 6 people. So no beans for you. You gotta be quick. You gotta be paying attention if you want to get a free bean. Ooh, that could be kind of a fun thing to implement too. So eventually we're gonna like exhaust the you laugh, you lose stuff. What if, hey, Lil Joe, you just missed the beans. Everybody's gonna be mad at you. The deck was stacked. There's only 9 people. Well, listen, I can't control how many people are watching. What beans? Well, Lil Joe, I have here in my hands a canister of Bean Boozled Jelly Belly jelly beans that come in all kinds of weird and wild flavors, such as Old Bandage, Rotten Egg, Stink Bug, and Peach. And I sometimes eat them on stream, and people seem to like that. You hate watching people eat those? This is a dumb thing to put yourself through that. Well, so other people tend to like it, so I don't mind. I don't do it. I do it as like it's a reward for chat, sort of. But yes, they are. No, it's not worth it. You're right. But I have the beans now. I'm not gonna let them go to waste, and I'm not gonna eat them off stream. So might as well do it till I'm done with them. I don't know what kind of insane person would eat these. Maybe if you're like a kid and you like are playing Truth or Bean or something. I get that. I watched someone eat like 20 of those. Oh no, I'm not gonna eat 20 of these. I have rules around here. You can either spend 10,000 channel points to get me to eat one, or there's a couple of other things that come around, but they're not gonna make me puke. They're not that bad. I mean, the barf one gets close, but I like to, I tend to pace myself with these things. Plus, I know somebody out there is saving up their channel points for something really big, so they haven't been using them for the beans. Oh, here we go. Re-entry has officially begun. Let's go. We are now kind of suborbital. Lil Joe, what do you do on your stream? What is your what's your gimmick? Everybody's got to have a gimmick, right? Urban's he's a good streamer. That's Urban's gimmick. Rillips, what is Rillips' gimmick? He plays games that feature characters who were trapped in a hot topic for 10 years and then finally escaped. And also sometimes Kerbal Space Program. You just try to have fun. That's a good gimmick. I like that. I don't know if people would watch me if I was having fun though. Maybe. Chat, would you guys watch the stream if I was having fun, or is it more fun to watch me like bang my head against a wall? You started streaming again a couple days ago. Hey, nice. I know you streamed in the past. That's why I asked about it. Rilip was actually saying at the beginning of the stream, speaking of like how often people stream, he came in right when I was about to start the stream because I've trained him like a Pavlovian dog. I have trained him to be here right on time. I'm just imagining one day I don't stream and he shows up and he's like, where's the stream? You aren't having fun? I'm having a little bit of fun. Honestly, the game isn't the fun part. The game is just the build around. Talking to you guys is like 10 times more fun. If this was just a VR chat room and we were all just hanging out, that would also be pretty fun. Granted, I don't have a VR headset, so we couldn't do that, but you get the idea. Philip says if you're pogging out, it's fun. Just much harder to get than you yelling. pogging. What would cause me to pog? I tend to think I'm not the kind of person who would pog, but if something happened, like something really good happened, I think you could probably get me to pog. Atari wants engagement. The game really doesn't matter after the first few. It's true. The game is just to get people in here. The real meat and potatoes of the stream is all in the interaction. Whether that's you guys betting on what kind of Kerbal I'm gonna get, whether that's making me eat a bean, whether that's playing the planet or moon video again, or the planet or star video again. All of these things that I have built up as part of the Star Shard experience, that's what you come here for. If you're just here to watch someone intensely play Kerbal Space Program, you will get that. I am doing that. You will see me being intense about this, making good decisions, maybe making some questionable decisions, maybe not playing to the best of my abilities, because I don't know, I have like weird hang-ups about certain ways that you build your craft in this game. No clipping ever. You cannot clip your parts. It's cheating. Hopefully we don't come down over the mountains. But we could. I guess I should probably burn the rest of my fuel, huh? Before I explode. All right, looks like we're slowing down a bit here. Should probably pop the chutes here. All right, drogue chutes are out. And we are slowing down this time, which is good. Although we're a ways away from the KSC, so we're not going to get very much money. Arpeggiature says, I want to wear an orange shirt on stream redeem. You guys want like a shirt redeem? I should build up a little library of shirts to choose from. That could be a thing. I can't. So Twitch TOS forbids me from changing my shirt on stream. But if I put up a little screen and then swap my shirts out, they're apparently okay with that. Or if I'm just shirtless, I guess that's fine too. You just can't take off your shirt during the stream. It's too sexual. Which is against TOS, unless you're like a titty streamer, I guess. Then you can just do squats and like yoga pants in front of the screen. It's fine. Here go the drogues. Here comes the main chute eventually at some point. Yeah, I think it's time for a MUN mission. We're not gonna get another pilot. I think it's become clear. All we're getting are engineers. We might just have to buy a pilot at this point, which we have enough money, but every time I rescue a Kerbal, the price goes up because the price is based on how many Kerbals you already have. So that's a bit annoying. At least we got some nice Kerbal, or not Kirby, Kirby music to listen to. All right, what's up next on the playlist here? You know what? I am going to... This is not a full hour. This should be a full hour. Hold on, I'm gonna run this one back. There we go. Go back to some Super Mario Galaxy music here. Does anybody know any YouTube experts around here? I guess that would be Urban. Can I reset my progress in a video? Like, say I'm halfway through a video and then I end the stream or whatever, so I stop the video. This is for the music, by the way. But then I want, when I start the playlist over again, I want it to play the video in its entirety. Or maybe I just have to download the videos and run them offline or something. I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, Urban, I know you showed me like the best way to get music, and that was to get all the YouTube royalty-free library. But I just really like this video game music. It's really good. Emmykins, you dropped the ball. Everybody's gonna be mad you didn't say bean. Even though we wouldn't have had enough votes anyway. All right, looks like we landed safely. Let's recover. And it is now time to go back to the Mun. We're gonna beef up the Conquistador a little bit. Make it a little more robust, because we had been limited by the weight capacity. So now would be a good opportunity. Is it time to send an engineer, maybe? Could this be the time? The problem is, if we're doing a rescue mission, I guess we could not have a scientist, although we need a scientist to set up the science experiment. What about a rover? Would a rover be good? Man, it's like so many options that I never go for. Advanced landing. That would give us access to the heavy duty strut. I don't think we need that. I mean, it's good, but I don't think we need it. We don't need monopropellant yet. This is just the weather station. So let's say we wanted to send up a ground-based one. We would need a photovoltaic panel. We would need the experiment control station. We would need the goob monitor. That's the actual whatchamacall. And we would... Isn't there like a radio thing we need, or no? Is that not a thing? Experiment control station. You want to generate any useful data. So this plus power plus goob gives us what we need, right? Here's the power. Here's the goob. Here's the control station. I think we're good. I think that's what we need. So let's dive back in to our good friend, the Conquistador. This is going to be the Mark II design now. We're going to replace this crap. Hold on, did we get the mainsail? No, we're gonna go, hang on, we're gonna go unlock the mainsail. It's time to go sailing, boys. Let's get them. The mainsail. And we'll also grab advanced fuel systems just for the bigger fuel. Oh, we get nuclear propulsion now. Ooh, that's tempting. Okay, we'll worry about that later. That's for like interplanetary. I don't think it's a big deal. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to redesign the Conquistador to be a little more compatible with the landing on the Mun. So we're going to ditch those. We're going to get rid of these. And we are going to grab some big boy tanks here. 2 of them, to be exact. Because this thing is going to want a lot of Delta V in the tank. Next up, we need the mainsail. There she is. Look at that baby. Now that's an engine. Look at that thrust to weight ratio. That is insane. You'll love to see it. Okay, next we're going to do 6 radial liquid boosters. So you're like, Starshard, why are you doing this? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because we know that we're gonna need extra fuel. We also know we're gonna need a little bit of extra boost. So why not just combine that into an asparagus stage? Look at that. Look at how beautiful that looks. We throw a little... Wait, hold on. No, that's the other nose cone. Throw a little nose cone on there. Then let's get out the I don't know if we want, we did this. There we go. That's better. Because I want to drop the side boosters off, not the dorsal and ventral boosters. I think that's the word for that. So now we're going to do this. Actually need to turn that down to 1. We need to do these individually or it won't work properly. And then this one goes into the center. Same over here. One goes there. One goes here, and this one goes to the center. This one goes to the center. So now, all we need to do is move the booster down here. We're gonna need 3 separate stages. So if you've never done asparagus staging before, how it works is, as each tank runs out of fuel, you drop it. So you're basically dropping weight, as much dry weight as you can, while maintaining a full central fuel tank. Lil Joe's gonna go start your stream. All right, have a good stream, dude. Oh, Urban just saw Lil Joe. Urban, you gotta be watching. I say that as I was like, you don't even have to watch, just have me on in the background. I'm of two minds on that. It's like, on one hand, I want you to watch and engage. On the other hand, having the extra views doesn't hurt. So I guess do whichever is more appropriate for you. If you got something going on, have me on in the background. If you don't, have me on in the foreground. Either way, I'll be happy. All right, so there we go. I believe this is correct. So drop those, and then drop those. Now I need to decide how many engines I actually need. Can the mainsail gimbal? Yes, the mainsail can gimbal. So we're gonna go ahead and use the Reliance here because they're a little more efficient. Hold on. So we just need to make sure as I remove, oh, okay, we maybe don't want to remove that then. Yeah, I think we just leave those in. All right, so there we go. We have created our asparagus booster stack. Next up, let's make sure it's all strutted up. That's not where I put that. There we go. KSP, you all right? There we go. Just plop that guy down here at the bottom. That should keep the boosters relatively safe. Hopefully they don't slam into the tank. I guess if they do, we'll just put on a little fireworks display for everybody. All right, so all the booster, oh no, it's screwed up again. Damn it. Okay, hold on, I gotta fix this now. All right, so nope, that's not what I want to do. This one can go, this one stays, this one goes, this one goes, this one goes. All right, so these two go at the bottom. Then that one stays, these two go. All right, let's try this again. So this is the mainsail at the bottom. Rust a weight of 1.16. That's actually not terrible. There are two wolves inside Star Shard. They crave success and the one who hates attention. Yes, exactly. To be fair, I was watching the streams but not chat. Interesting. It's all right, Urban. You do it how you gotta do it. But I always say, it's like you gotta do what's best for you. Don't worry about me, I'll be fine. I got a nice job and I have fun streaming, and even if it's just Rillip here, I know he's like having a good time, so that makes me happy. All right, so here it is. We fire all the boosters. We get a 1.16 thrust to weight. We drop the first boosters. We drop the second boosters. We drop the third boosters. Then we switch to, is this a poodle? I think this is a poodle. It's a poodle. Okay. We go to the poodle stage. That theoretically can get us to the mun. If that gets, what the heck is, why does it keep resetting all my stuff, my staging? That's so annoying. Okay, just leave it. I'm gonna save it in case it does that again. Wait, that should get us to the mun. And this should land us on the mun. Let's check our thrust to weight on the mun, because, you know, 2.48 is not great, but it's also not the worst in the world. You guys think that's good enough? Boo poodle, boo. Don't boo the poodle. The poodle's like one of the best engines in the game, isn't it? This is not the worst engine in the game. I don't know. What's better, like the Bobcat? You like the Bobcat? Not the Kodiak. The Kodiak's like a little fella. I mean, the Bobcat's good. Oh, no, the Cheetah's the one I'm thinking of. Poodle's great in a vacuum. You like the Bobcat way better? Well, the Bobcat's like a takeoff engine. Oh no, the Skiff. The Skiff is really good. I like the Skiff. The problem with the Skiff is it's like really long. Oh no, you can make it shorter. Okay. Yeah, maybe we swap out for the Skiff here. Could work. Versus that gonna throw off my dang staging again? Yes. It always does. All right, let's try this again. We're back on Kerbin. We're at sea level. Kodiak is great for side boosters. Oh. What is it? What is its footprint? I don't think I've ever used the Kodiak. Oh, hold on. Could this replace the Reliant, you think? That out of here. All right. Oh, wow. That actually is okay, Urban. Good call. Question is it more efficient or less efficient? So it has thrust in the atmosphere of 247 versus the Reliance 205, but the ISP is 265 versus 247. I think the Reliant is still better. It's okay, well, are we getting more Delta V out of it is my question. Because the Reliant has a 265. Oh wait, hold on. It's just straight up better. Okay, yeah, no, you were right, Urban. Good call. I don't think I've ever used this part for anything, but you saying it's good for a side booster makes me use it as my side booster, I guess. Won't matter so much if you're going fast. All right, it also, yeah, it has a higher thrust to weight, which is good. All right, any other tweaks you guys think I should add here? We're gonna be sending, I think we only need 2 of these, right? So for Kerbals that we're sending, we're gonna be sending Jeb and Bob again, because we're gonna pick up a stranded Kerbal that is stranded around the mun. So we're gonna do that. All right, we have just enough time to do this too. So we launch, we drop, switch to the Skiff. switch to the, what's that, a Terrier? We switch to the Terrier. We land, we take off, we come back. What kind of thrust can we expect on the Mun? Or not thrust, Delta V. 3,000. All right, 3,000. I can work with 3,000. That's pretty good. The thrust await's a little low, but as long as we're careful about landing, don't do a suicide burn with this thing. All right, let's check the readout. Electric charge generated, but storage lacking. Missing ladder, cannot transmit science. Consumer not receiving monoprop. Well, we don't need monoprop, so it's fine. Save it. Kerbal check again. All right, let's launch it. Here we go. Scales up to 1.8 sizes too. The Kodiak? What does that, what do you mean it scales up? All right.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
Here we go. Let's go. So we're gonna just tilt over slightly here. And we kind of want to not be directly over the launch pad when we start dropping boosters, because we are going to start dropping boosters. Also, holy cow, look at this plume. This is intense. That's good stuff right there. All right, first boosters are gone. Get out of here. Please don't land someplace important. Watch out. Do not hit mission control. All right, it's good. We're good. Nobody's down there. Well, they've evacuated the area right below the launch pad, right? I guess we'll find out when one of the buildings just goes up in flames. It has 3 variants. Oh. These are the things that you never think about if you don't really get into the meat and potatoes. All right. It just landed. It's fine. All right, second boosters are gone. So here's the beauty, chat. When we drop this last set of boosters, we'll have a full double orange tank ready to take us wherever we want to go, basically. So that is the power of asparagus staging. Urban will vouch for it. He doesn't use it because he only does space planes now, but he will vouch for asparagus staging any day of the week, I'm sure. All right, we're about to finish off the last bits of fuel here in the side boosters. There they go. And we are now going to get a little more aggressive with our turn. Look, we have so much Delta V left. Oh no, that's too much. Maybe I went a little overboard on this. I may have gone too far in a few places. But you know what? If we can get into orbit with just these tanks, I'll feel pretty happy about that. It's good for Delta V, but not for funds. Yes, it is. It is a little bit expensive. It's on the more expensive side because you're basically destroying 7 engines plus whatever's in your payload. So if you have lots of funds or you absolutely 100% need all the Delta V you can get, try asparagus staging. Works great in science mode. What hath science wrought? I mean, the reason they don't do it in real life is because there's some kind of like weird spin stuff that gets generated with like the fuel flows. Because it's not quite as easy as, oh, just hook up a fuel hose from one tank to the other. There's like, you know, it's like cryogenic fuels. You can't just run them through like a garden hose between the 2 tanks, you know? All right, yeah, speaking of cryogenic fuel, let's maybe like go up a little higher here. Speaking of, actually, again, also speaking of cryogenic fuel, I'm super looking forward, Rilip, to when you get into rocketry and oxygen not included. Because it gets messy real fast. All right, there we go. It would add a lot of complexity that could cause more issues. Yeah, we already have enough rockets exploding on the launch pad, so let's try to keep the complexity to a minimum. Just use solid rocket boosters for everything. No complexity there. Just light them up. Light them up and watch them go. Like a Roman candle going off. You can't control it. All you can do is ride. Maybe now you have some extra Delta V for hopping around instead of almost running out. We had enough, Rilip. We had plenty. We're actually so close to orbit. This like 500, almost 600 Delta V is gonna get wasted here. That's kind of a bummer, but also kind of awesome. Plus, it's much easier to manufacture identical boosters and not have all of them slightly differently. Good point. I mean, we can do onion staging, where just all the side boosters feed into the central booster. We did that in the past. I don't know if we still do it, because I think everything is... It's gotta be reusable. It's like, alright, sure. I mean, if we can figure out how to reuse it, that's probably the best way to do it. I'm telling you, man, we just need that space elevator built, and then all of our problems will be solved. We only need two things. We need fusion power and a space elevator, and we got it locked in. Humanity's going to space, baby. So if someone could just get on that, if we have any scientists in the chat, you guys could just get fusion power, like, you know, underway, get working on that, that'd be great. Also, if you need ideas for your space elevator, hit me up. I got some ideas. I think I saw somebody try to build a space elevator in KSP, but the physics sort of breaks down because of how KSP tracks things. So anything that big is gonna just collapse, explode. It's just 20 years away. Only 20? I saw 5 on Reddit the other day. People were like, fusion power could be here within 5 years. It's like, guys, just put a hydrogen bomb in like a big room with water and then blow up the bomb, and it vaporizes the water, turning it to steam, and then the steam turns a turbine and that generates power. Just do that. How hard could it be? Danny2462 tried it? He tried to make a space elevator? I was like, try to do fusion? Don't do that. Don't try to do fusion in your garage. Do not try this at home. Is your idea paint flames and skulls to make it look cool? I'm not an orc. My idea is like have a cool like people elevator on it so you can like ride to the top in style. Also, just check out the Beanstalk in Android. That's what I'm leaning towards. That's the kind of space elevator I want. It's like a luxury high-rise, basically, but it's an industrial elevator. An orc would paint it red because it goes faster. Well, we don't need it to go faster. We just need it to work. So if we get enough orcs together, we could... I don't know, they could form some kind of psychic field that makes the space elevator function, despite the fact that it should not be able to function. The Skyhook. Yes, I am familiar with the Skyhook. That's not nearly as cool. I mean, it's still pretty cool, but it's not as cool. Blue uses less power? What is that what blue does? Red makes it go faster, blue makes it something. Red is the orkiest color. Gork and Mork. It's more practical and more likely to come into being. Yeah, I guess. This is why I put space elevators in all my speculative fiction. Even fantasy. I'm just like, what if it was like a fantasy story, but there's a space elevator? Wouldn't that be cool? And people take pilgrimages to it because they think that's where the gods live. Like, oh, they live at the top of this enormous tower, which is true. They do live up there, but you know, it's not exactly as it seems. Blue is lucky, so that's good. Blue is lucky. What if you painted it blue and red? Would it go faster and be luckier? Or is purple like not an orky color? We'd have to ask some orcs, I guess. All right, let's see if we can get our periapsis up, and then we're gonna have to separate here because we do not want this thing going. Urban, quick! I need your help. What is the altitude under which an item will despawn without me having to watch it? You have 35 seconds to answer. Anybody else can answer too. It doesn't just have to be Urban. Anybody who knows. Okay, he's thinking. It would tear itself apart from the red parts going faster, but the blue parts would be lucky and be intact. Okay, that makes sense. 25? Okay, we'll say 25. Because I think that's what I think it is too. 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. All right. Close enough. We're gonna go ahead and split now. And finish circularizing with the skiff. Look at that baby fly. What a beaut. And circled. Okay. Next stop, Mun. We're gonna do our standard 860, then go from there. Do a little tweaking. Beautiful. Look at that, guys, huh? See? You see what happens with proper planning and maneuvering and all that other crap? You can't just fly by the seat of your pants in Kerbal. It's not gonna work for you. You can't just point at the Mun and be like, I want to go to the Mun, and then just go there. You have to need a little finesse, you know? You have to use yellow to hold it all together. We just got to get the primary colors in there. Orcs like primary colors. That's all right. So do I. They're good, solid colors to work from. Here comes our burn. Start burn in 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and point prograde. Gonna take some time to move into position, and then in the meantime, we will focus on the Mun so we can see what's happening. Which is why green heals / fix is saying because it's a mix of blue and yellow. Oh, man. All the primary colors, there's like at least 2 of them. Yes. All 3 of the primary colors. Does anyone in chat understand how colors work? Because I know in art you have like the primary colors and then you mix them and you get the secondary and so on and so forth. But with like a light, you have like a rainbow, which is different. It's like all the colors all mixed together. So Tari has a good understanding. All right, can you explain color theory like I'm a streamer? Do we need a new subreddit for that? Explain like I'm a streamer? Depends on emissive versus reflect. Oh, see, we're already like, all right. It's like, is it an African or a European swallow? All right, well, I don't know. Could go either way, I suppose. It's a swallow. It does what it wants. Why is it carrying a coconut? Who knows? Migrating. If you mix all paint pigments, you get black. If you mix all lights, you get white. Yeah, see? I guess that's the emissive versus reflective side of things, huh? It's like one way it does one thing, the other way it does the other. So I understand that pink is not a real color. Can you weigh in on this? People say that pink doesn't exist. it's just red or something like that. I don't actually know. All right. A Mun encounter coming up. Hello. Jeez. All right. 10 sec. No, not 10 minutes. That's too much. Just 10 seconds is good. All right. Go ahead and warp. Pink is a hue. Oh, what's a hue? All this like nonsense. Like, it's colors, man. You got like your red and your white and your blue, and what else do you need? These colors don't run, chat. And neither do I. Now, let's pop in. Okay, guess we're adjusting our heading here. We're gonna do a little material-based study. We do have this one, but we're gonna go ahead and grab it again. There's no color between red and violet. Our eyes just don't like that, so they made up a new color. Whoa, that's pretty intense. This is real? Our eyes just were like, well, there's gotta be something there. Just do something like this. Close enough. All right, I think we already have the EVA. Yeah, that's fine. We'll go ahead and grab one of these. A couple of these. We're gonna do a little experimentation. All right, Bob, get out that wing nut. Let's see what happens. Boop, 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 boop. Whoa, look at it go. Look at it spin. 30 science, heck yeah. Get back in there. Board. Goodbye, wingnut. Enjoy spinning for the rest of eternity. Oh, right, I was gonna check back on Space Center. Let's do that. Hex says if something is a certain color, it means it absorbs all other colors. If something is red, it absorbs green and blue, so only the red reflects. Huh. Oh, this piece survived? Wow. Okay. That's impressive. Plant flag on Minmus? Yeah, we'll do that eventually. Anything else? Build a new surface outpost on the Mun? We're not doing that. Place satellite in synchronous orbit of Minmus. No. Rescue Dewberry from orbit of Minmus. I'd love to, but I guess I have no reason not to do it. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll give me something to do on Wednesday, I think. Plus, that gives us a nice advance. We can just send out Valentina or someone. How much is it to upgrade this? That gives us unlimited contracts. We're not quite there yet, but maybe. Using green and blue is indicative. They're not the only colors. Oh, okay. So, what about like plants? So they're green because of the chlorophyll, because they absorb everything but green. Is that how that works? This is I'm fascinated by, like, I don't want to say like I'm fascinated by science. Maybe I'll just be like, I'm fascinated by how the world works in ways that seem counterintuitive to our experience. Correct. They reflect green. Okay. So they themselves only appear green, or I mean, how things appear is how they are. Like, you can't just sit here and be like, well, actually, in actual reality, they are not green. They simply appear that way to our human eyes because of the way that they reflect wavelengths of light. Like, all right, I don't want to get philosophical about it. I just want to be like, okay, they're green because they are not green. They reflect green because it's the most common color around our sun. It makes the light the most consistent. But wouldn't they want to absorb the green light because it's the most consistent light? If it's pink, it absorbs a good bit of most colors except red. Oh, that's interesting. Now we're talking about the light, the light colors. If they absorbed green, they'd get too much they get too much light. So they don't want too much light, because I guess light damages plants also, just like it gives me a sunburn. So when we use pigments, like say I take I'm playing Minecraft. I take a cactus, which is green, and I grind it up and make green. It's only green because it reflects everything, or it absorbs everything that's not green. I don't know why I brought Minecraft in here. I don't know how pigments get made in real life most of the time. So it's green because it absorbs everything else. So if I mix it with I don't know, something that, see, this is where I start to get lost. I'm not great with colors, chat. I can tell you what color something is. I'm not colorblind. I don't know. It's a little confusing. You're making a pigment that absorbs the red end of the spectrum. If you mix green and red, you get a very dark brown. And here's why that's a good thing. All right, so we're gonna try to rendezvous first and then deorbit second. That's what I've decided to do here. Science. This is actual science talk, not in the like, I fucking love science kind of way. Which is like, hey, did you know that like rockets are cool? It's like, yeah, rockets are cool, but you don't have to like talk about it. Let's talk about something a little more interesting, like color theory. There we go. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I was watching somebody play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I feel like that's the kind of question that would show up in that game if you picked a science question. If you mix pigments willy-nilly, you're likely going to end up with gray, as the pigments are just diluted. Well, apparently, so if like I'm looking at a monitor right now, which is made up of pixels, and aren't all pixels just like 3 colors, and then they depending on the intensity of that one of each color, it generates an actual color, like a fake color. So we want to go past the intersect here if we want to get this right. We can go ahead and start slowing down now anyway. It's okay to like flashy science even if you don't want to do math. Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't like hate on people. There are some fancy monitors, but usually just RGB for a pixel, because those are emissive colors. All right. I think we can do one more go around here. At least I hope we can. Because if we can, I'm going to feel pretty foolish. I'm starting to feel pretty foolish right now, chap. Oh, maybe I'm not? Wait a minute. No, I'm feeling pretty good about this right now. Bring it on down just a little bit more. Yes, yes. Beautiful. All right, give me that sweet, sweet low separation. All right, 1.5 kilometers. I can work with that. All right, time to bring it around town. Bring it around town. Stop on your right foot. Don't forget it. Etc, etc. I think I need more SpongeBob clips. I need like a whole soundboard that's just SpongeBob sounds. Maybe that could be the backside of my numpad here. Be like, yeah, we got the regular stuff. Then we just have the SpongeBob one. Sure, Emmykins could help me put that together. She likes SpongeBob almost as much as I do. Here we go, Fredzer. Oop, what just happened? It didn't let me increase warp speed for a second. That was strange. So here we go. We're closing in. Let's get ready to match target velocity. So anybody who's having trouble doing rendezvous, I highly recommend you learn how the nav ball works when in target mode, because that basically is going to solve all your problems. You don't even have to look. Don't even look at this. You look at this down here. So you can push the different markers onto the other markers, and it's gonna do something that makes it so you can have an encounter. If you ever want to do something interesting with colors, grab flashlight and a prism. Go into a really dark room and move items through the bands. It can be odd sometimes. You're assuming, of course, that I have both a flashlight and a prism. If I had a prism, you guys think I'd be streaming right now? I'd be playing with the prism. I do have a flashlight around here somewhere, though. Oh, it's over there. It's on my work desk. It's an LED flashlight. Is that going to be okay, or does it need to be like a regular one? I don't know how, like, different flashlights... Amazon can solve both of those problems. Yeah, I suppose that's true. I just feel like having a prism is... I don't know, it's like something rich people have just laying around their house. It's like a paperweight. Back when people had so much paper they needed something to put down on it so it wouldn't fly away. LED tends to be more towards the blue end. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like my ring light is like super bluey. I think I can change that though. I've messed with the settings before. I haven't changed them in a long time because I feel like I found a good... We should probably start slowing down here, huh? I felt like I found a good balance for both my eyes, because I don't want them to burn out, and for the camera on the stream, because I want it to look pretty good. I think the phone does a lot of the adjustments though, so I can't actually control most of that. All right, here we go. Almost there. Gotta do a few more adjustments here. Here we go. So we should just be able to hop out and fly over here. Look at that. Your Uber has arrived. Hop on in. That'll be 2 million Kerbucks. Oh, it's a pilot. Hey. Too bad I didn't do a prediction for that because I totally forgot. But hey, now everybody can be happy that I finally got something that's not a crappy engineer. All right, grab on, get in. Let's run a couple of experiments before we land. All right, 9.8 science, not too shabby. Not great, but also not terrible. 4.2 for the goo. Pretty sure we've got the thermometer. All right, cat's coming back over. Pilot must be a bug. Maybe they're giving me better Kerbals for going out farther, but I don't think that's the case. All right, cat, you can't block the monitor if you're going to be up here. Put your butt down. Do not roll onto the keyboard. Thank you. All right, Bob, hop on out, buddy. Got some experiments for you to run. So let's do form EVA science. So spin that wing nut. There's a beautiful shot of Kerbal going down over the horizon. There we go. 45 science for that. That's actually pretty good. What the heck? Those EVA science kits give you like a lot of science for what they are. I guess you have to drag them into orbit or wherever. Collect data. Store. All right, everything's restored. Cat, what are you doing, buddy? All right, get back up there. We get oriented this a little bit better. All right, so we are gonna land in a new spot. Let me put on the flag so we can see where we've landed before. Looks like we're gonna land in this crater. Or no, let's go for this one. This one's more lit up. I've already been there. That's the east far side crater. Of course, so is this. All right, cat, come on. We're knocking stuff over. We have 2 east far side craters. I have no idea what this one's actually called. So if you know off the top of your head, feel free to let me know. Anyway. Let's continue on our way. Let's see, are we gonna get more sun? Yeah, I think we're gonna get more sun at this one. So we're gonna try to land here. All right, cat. Just please try not to like roll around too much while I'm doing this. It's a very delicate operation here. We're gonna unset the target. Yeah, we got Fredzer. He's part of the crew. And here we go. Time to start our landing. Go ahead and get in a retrograde. Take a drink of water since I'm not gonna get to drink during this. It's gonna be interesting. Everybody ready?
Tell the crew to push the whopper button.
Here we go. Bring it around town. I'm gonna have to look at how expensive this rocket is to launch, because this is like, I'm really happy with how much Delta V we have to play with here. Like, we're gonna land and still have like 3,000 Delta V to work with. We could probably hop from the crater up to the Midlands or something. Are you? You're not gonna run into the other one, are you? No, it's way the heck over there now. We're good. You were probably asking that at a good time though, because there could have been a delay, or there is a delay. All right, let's switch to radar altimeter. It's situations like this where I think I need a cat cam, but unfortunately the camera would just be looking at my desk most of the time, and you would just see my hands on the keys, which probably is not what you guys came here for. Too bad there aren't any landing legs on the lower stage. I mean, we're gonna probably use up all the Delta V just to make sure we don't crash. Plus it has like good thrust to weight, which, so like 8. Okay, that's a lot. So I'm okay with that. Let's try to land right down here. Yeah, just slow it way down here. Might be a little too ambitious. Where are we landing now? All right, so we might not be able to pull that off. Maybe we can land inside this one. What are our options there? Yeah, I think we could maybe pull that off. I mean, I do have concerns about trying to land in like what looks like a pretty rough area. I think we can make it work. Slow it down really good. Use up the last of our fuel. All right, we are now gonna let gravity take over. Gonna straighten us out. But yeah, maybe the problem is the skiff is a really long engine. If we were gonna have landing legs, we'd have to redesign the whole thing. It's probably fine. All right, landing legs out. Let's do this. So hopefully that explodes and doesn't leave like a bunch of debris that we have to go through. You guys are gonna judge my hand posture. I mean, it's just WASD, right? If I was at work and I was actually typing, my posture would probably be a lot better. Slow down a little harder, like a lot harder actually. Uh-oh. No, we're good, we're good, we're good. We're slowing down plenty fast. Oh no, there's a bunch of pieces that are just gonna like fly all over the place. Here we go, we're coming in for a nice landing. How flat is this area looking? Could be flatter. Let's, hold on, let's go this way. Let's actually make a little adjustment here, since we have that power. Go over this way a bit. Okay, there we go. Try to land someplace a little more acceptable for landing, you know. There we go. I would like to have a slightly higher thrust to weight for landing on the Mun, but whatever. It's not min-miss. Can't win them all. I would like it if there were flatter areas, but there are not. Not sure how much that actually helped us as far as like better landing sites. Doesn't look too bad. We're kind of like the edge of a hill area. Oh, okay. Oh, lean back, lean back. I can fix this. Maybe we'll just slide down the hill a bit. Could be fun. This is my experience with every rover I've ever had. I just can't slow down. Is the engine belt hitting the ground? No, it's not. It's trying to gimbal. Okay, fine. We got power. We can do this. Just sliding down. Yeah, we can run the experiments while we're waiting for it to figure out where it wants to be. Mun's northwest crater. All right, that's 60 science. Plus a little bit of goo. 24 science, not great, but we'll take it. 20 science. Other science. They say Insanity's doing the same thing multiple times and expecting a different result. Who says? Nobody says that. You check the atmospheric pressure again anyways. Yep, we're still in the vacuum, guys. Skid marks on the moon by Starshard and the Carbineers. Yep. We're just going for a little slide here. Can I stop it? Absolutely not. There's no stopping this. We're going. We're riding. All right, well, while this is happening, I'm gonna have Bob hop out. He's also gonna go for a ride. He's gonna take all the data out. I guess my biggest fear is that it like tips over, but maybe that's whatever. I just get in there and like check it out. Oh, you almost had it. Come on. Hop, hop, hop. Get in there. Uh-oh. Okay, so the physics engine does not like that he's like riding along with it. All right, we're good. All right, hop out. Cat, you're blocking the screen, buddy. Can you guys see him? All right, he's moving back. All right, thanks for stopping by. Let's grab an EVA report. Let's grab a surface sample. Let's do a sciences. Let's hit that little golf ball. It's just sliding away. It's great. I love it. Every experience I've ever had with rovers in this game can be summed up in this image. It's like, oh, you wanted to stop? What if we just kept rolling? All right, hop in. There we go. Well, we also need to plant the flag at some point. There's no friction between a Kerbal and the part he's standing on. Oh. When am I Kerbiforming the Mun? Oh, man, if there was terraforming in this game, you guys know I'd be all over it. I don't know how you could incorporate it, though. Are we almost done sliding, I wonder? Let's do this. We're gonna go ahead and do a little bit of this. There we go. That ought to stop it. Remove from symmetry. Increase the spread. Hey, look at that. Isn't that better? We're already better. I mean, kind of. We're still sliding. But at least we're a little bit more, like upright, right? Also, the terrain is glitching out again. Oh boy. Okay. I think we've stopped. I think the engine bell got caught in the dust and has managed to arrest our slide here. So, Bob, why don't you hop out again? And we're gonna have you... I guess he lost control. What do we say this was? The Northwest Crater? Northwest Crater. And of course, Bob was here once again. So this is Northwest Crater. Bob was here. Beautiful. Are you all right? He's like freaking out. I think he saw his hands and he was like, man, do you ever notice that we have hands, man? Why are we always wearing gloves? Has anyone ever seen what a Kerbal's hand looks like without gloves on? No, it doesn't exist. All right, flag is down. We have to save Dewberry. Science data from surface of the Mun. We need to dock 2 vessels at some point in the future. That's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So let's head back and see if there are any new contracts available. We can rescue some people, but I don't see anything. And hey, okay, it's 9:20. Wow. Was anybody gonna tell me we were going way overtime today? No, of course not, because you guys love to see me here. You can see bare hands in the VAB. Oh, wait, hold on. You absolutely can. Let's check them out, see what they look like. Wait a minute. Yeah. Well, I just want to see their little hand. They have gloves on. They all have gloves. Look, gloves. Does this one, does the little sciencey one have gloves? I can't zoom in close enough. It doesn't let me. Science guy, come over here. I can't see. Hold on, let me check. What does time even mean? Well, it means that I have to go to bed because I have to get up in the morning. Oh wait, okay, he has no gloves on. But his hands are below frame. Wait a minute. Gene, put your hands up. Damn it. Okay, Gene's not gonna do it. What about... Nope. All their hands are below frame. What the heck is going... This is a conspiracy. What is happening here? Zoom out from reverse. Good call. We'll try that one. Back to the VAB. Just, come on, give me something. Oh, there we go. We're close. So gloves, gloves. Okay, that one, the little sciencey one. He has no gloves. They have little green hands, it looks like. But we can't get a good look at him. He's like holding a pencil. Oh, there we go. Weird. They're like flippers. Are you guys seeing this? This is insane. He's holding a clipboard. He's writing with it. This Kerbal doesn't even know what's happening. This is... Alright, that's enough of that. I do have to like wrap it up for the day. But thank you everybody for continuing to come on this weird speedrunny journey with me. I do have to wrap it up for the day. However, we are going to find the coolest, hippest streamer that we can find. We're gonna go... Chat, do you have any recommendations? Because we always raid Matt Comart. We all know who Matt Comart is. We can raid somebody else tonight if we want. If you guys have anyone you can recommend. Otherwise, we're just gonna raid Matt Comart. No, we're gonna raid Matt Comart. He's... I don't know what he's doing. He's landing on Duna or something. Nobody I watch the stream. Yeah, that's... Yeah, me neither. That's... It's always weird. I mean, one of the streamers I watch is... Alright, everybody have a good night. Here we go.